बताएंगे, अभी छोड़ दीजिए।
बता दे।
उसके लिए आपको वीडियो देखना पड़ेगा, वीडियो।
I think the stream has started.
कुछ दिख नहीं रहा है पर कोई बात नहीं। ये
क्या
क्या है?
क्या हो गया?
appopener.com/id/vis/g किसका लिंक डाल रहे हैं भाई?
क्लिक करके देखो पता चलेगा।
नहीं, पी हब का वेबसाइट खुल गया
नहीं खुलेगा भाई।
तो एक्स हैम का वेबसाइट खुल जाएगा तो।
अरे नहीं, उस कैटेगरी का कोई वेबसाइट नहीं खुलेगा।
ओके, पता है नहीं सब स्पेशल चीज नहीं दिखाना चाहिए लाइव स्ट्रीम पे, हो सकता है हम अपना आईडी हैक कर ले।
ओके चलो एक दो सेकंड लेट है मात्र। चलो एक दो सेकंड।
पहले तो ये
ओके
बताइए आप इसको पानी में काहे तैरा रहे
ऐसे
हैं?
ही।
गेम साउंड इतना लो का है?
गेम साउंड लो है।
हम्म,
ओके अच्छा यहाँ
एक
इसको
सेकंड।
आप चेक करो।
ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है। आपका आवाज 4 बार आ रहा है हमको।
तो स्ट्रीम का आवाज बंद करना बेवकूफ।
लेकिन हमको सुनना है।
अरे फंसा जाए।
पोस्ता कल लोग कटसीन के बीच में अटके थे ना, वही वाला चीज आपको दोबारा करना पड़ेगा।
ओके कोई बात नहीं। आई एम ऑन द बेस्ट ट्रैवल कंपेनियन एवर।
उसको फाउंटेनियन बना के उसके ऊपर प्राइमोडियल सी वाटर उछल दो। इनफैक्ट उसको फेंक दो समुद्र में।
डिजोल्व करा दो साले। बहुत बगर
अरे
बगर कर।
मेल मेल में आता है पाइमन, पाइमन भी लेके लो भाई, 1000 को मोरा ले लो खुश रहो।
जिंदगी का
फीमेल बीइंग
उद्धार हो।
कैजुअल, मी बीइंग ए कैजुअल, मेरे
भिखारी।
आईडी में 10 मिलियन मोरा पड़ा। नीचे जाइएगा कि गोल गोल घूमते रहिएगा?
जा रहे हम ब्रो।
माय बैड।
यहाँ पे कहीं वो स्पॉट हो रहा है ड्रॉपलेट।
काम जो है ना, हार कॉन्क्वेस्ट करिए भाई चुपचाप। पोल पे चढ़ना बंद करिएगा।
We're back.
Apologies for the wait,
ठीक बोलो।
demoiselle, and our most important partners.
लेट में चेक
You
क्वालिटी
said
कैसा आ रहा है।
before that you still had
1080 पे
some
डाल के देखते
business
हैं।
at the court.
ठीक ठाक
What
है,
brings
ठीक
you back to
ठाक।
Poisson so quickly?
बहुत अच्छा है क्वालिटी। तुम उस स्ट्रीम करके दिखा रहे थे मान जाए।
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea?
लगवाएं क्या
You
वाईफाई?
still remember, right, Maloose?
लगवाओ ना
On that
भाई।
night it was raining?
काहे भाई
Yes,
नहीं
the case
लगवाएंगे,
was
मेरा
quite
नीड्स
similar to that
कंप्लीट
of
हो जा
Mr.
रहा है।
Linney's. Both were what we'd
नॉट ए
call
मदरफकिंग लाइव स्ट्रीमर
impossible
बिच।
murders.
कौन तमाशा
Could you
सेम
tell us
पर्सन।
a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea.
Created using water
If
from
you
the
drink
primary.
synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your
मेरा
emotions.
आवाज लेसन पे सही
If
जा
you
रहा
were
है
to
कि हम
start
वो
drinking it
एक्सटर्नल
quickly,
माइक लगा लें?
you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while
हेलो
lacking energy to do
ठीक
anything.
ठाक है।
It's an extremely
एक्सटर्नल
dangerous
लगा लें
substance.
क्या? वर्थ होगा
As
लगाना
he
ये बताओ।
oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled
थोड़ा
to
सा
put a
पेन
stop
इन
to
ईयर
synth
होगा।
abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
हे
Boss's uncompromising
रुको
attitude
एक
बहुत
बार।
आवाज
तो को एक बार लगाते हैं,
No
बताना
matter how
ठीक
much
जा
he
रहा है,
threatened
मतलब
to
ज्यादा अंतर नहीं
intervene,
बुझाएगा तो हटा देंगे।
he refused to yield. Not only that,
ठीक
Boss
है
became determined to find the
That will
mastermind
work.
behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the
और
enemy
इसमें
was
साउंड
very cunning,
The same
so he
as
could
that
never get
was
anything out of the dealers.
बिल्कुल
Many
वैसा
of
ही
them
है,
only
कोई
saw the
अंतर नहीं
synth
है।
and weren't privy to the rest of the
Mhm.
operation.
भाई एक माइक
Many
मुंह
believed
से
him,
10-15
left them
सेंटीमीटर
decided
दूर
to
है और एक
contact
माइक
the
एकदम
dealers
मुंह
in
के 1
secret
सेंटीमीटर दूर।
and cultivate personal relationships with them.
एक
Finally,
माइक मुंह के
he
अंदर
was able to convince someone to become
मुंह
his
के अंदर
informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after
The
seeing
man's
many
name was
families
Jihad.
destroyed by synth abuse. That night,
इंटरव्यूज
my father hosted
दारू
a
की
party
तरह
at
है
his
सिंथ ना,
countryside estate. We
Maybe.
planned to meet up and exchange information
जो
with
हल्का
the
हल्का
others.
पियो तो ठीक है, लेकिन ज्यादा पी लो तो
But then
हेलुसिनेशन होने लगता
we
है।
heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the
God,
scene and
God.
found my father, still holding a gun,
By the way, why
and
do you
Jacques,
have the
who
experience?
was already dead on the ground.
आई डोंट हैव द
How did
एक्सपीरियंस।
that happen? Aren't they on the same
I
side?
think Paimon has.
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither
क्या
appeared
यहाँ
to
से
have
फिर
any
आपको
motive at all.
ड्यूवलेट के पास जाना
Looking
है,
back
फिर वो
on it,
किताब
though,
को भी देखेगा,
I
फिर
now
सैड
believe
होगा।
the most
नहीं नहीं
important
नहीं,
clue was
डोंट टेल मी
something
कि
we
पूरा
all
करना है।
नहीं,
overlooked
उसके
entirely.
बाद वाला है ये,
Precisely. It's
उसके बाद ना
obvious
परसों
how
आए
we made
थे।
the connection now. Back then,
I
we all just
forgot,
thought they
I
were some
forgot.
costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet.
ड्यूवलेट रो
But,
गया था बेचारा।
considering it now, it's almost certain that
रोता
they
है तो
belong
बाढ़
to the
ला देता है
third person
अचानक
at the scene.
से।
With one extra right, we still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right
उसका
track
रोना
to
अच्छा
figuring
नहीं।
it all out.
सोफा पर उल्टा लेट के रो रहा हूँ। कह रहा भाई आंसू काहे नहीं आ रहा है? बाहर आके देख रहा था बाढ़ हाल। ओबीएस का दिखा रहे हैं।
Zero
थोड़ा सा
One.
आवाज बढ़ा रहे थे।
I think this third person is probably the
सही है।
key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this
आप
will
मेलूस
not
को कल
please you,
बोल रहे थे कि
demoiselle, as
लाइक
you're and
धोखा
your
देगा।
father's butler, I must still offer a word of
इससे ज्यादा
warning.
ट्रस्टफुल कोई हो सकता
Our
है?
opponent
They will
is
नहीं
know
नहीं
what
नहीं,
like
ruthless and
कुछ
cruel.
ज्यादा ही ट्रस्टफुल
They're
आदमी नहीं लग
extremely
रहा है,
difficult to
मतलब
deal with, and
इतना
Boss has
वफादार कोई
already
इतना
lost
वफादार
his
तो कुत्ता
life
भी नहीं
trying to
होता
bring
है।
them to justice. Even though Spina
कहना
de
क्या चाहते हैं?
Rosula
कुत्ता
has
से भी बदतर।
lost most of its former glory,
व्हाटएवर इट इज।
Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and
Random
we
as
have been
kid
allowed to
running.
live out our lives.
वंस अगेन।
There is no need to follow your
Who's that
father's
motherfucker
path.
from the bridge?
It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest
Let's
person
finish
to
the
him?
Argon quest today.
And yet, I was the one
हाय
most
खान,
kept in the
अगर
dark.
रात में भी करेंगे
What
तब
was
मे
the
भी।
point of
कितना
him
घंटा कार्बन
dying
कोई
without
चाहिए
sharing
इसका?
any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to
Max
protect
ओह
anything
साढ़े
in the
चार
end?
घंटा max to max.
Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by.
अरे बाहर आते सीमेंटी
Nothing
रसगुल्ला
has
घुसा
changed.
देती है।
Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless
उस पर
death
रसगुल्ला
Never
से
and
इतना
live
received.
out
प्यार
my
क्यों
life
है?
just as
Nothing.
meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever.
Dumb
Not since
fuck.
that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Missing girl.
Navia.
I didn't kidnap them.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your
Well,
partner appears to be
why
quite
will you
reliable,
kidnap
and
her?
more
ये सही
importantly,
में ज्यादा ही
demoiselle,
ससी लगता है
I
जब लग
think
रहा
you're
था जब
also
हम
ready
भी
to
खेल रहे
take
थे
this
तब।
on.
तो सस्पिशियस
So
बुझा
you
रहा था ना,
do know something else,
कुछ ज्यादा ही
Malus.
जबर कर रहा है, एकदम ज्यादा ही
Yes,
ट्रूथ
I
बोल
do.
रहा।
जैसे चाइल्ड कर
In
रहा था
fact,
लियो
even
में।
before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection
पैसा
between
दे रहा था
Synth and the
मोरेक्स।
serial
And
disappearances
he is
case.
like,
But what
child,
drove
give
all
me
the
Mora,
tensions to the
or you might
boiling
suffer
point
the
was the
wrath of the
revelation that
rock.
you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next
फिर तो
target to
गलत बात है भाई,
disappear.
ऐसे नहीं करना
What?
चाहिए।
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness.
डॉक्टर,
The
ये डॉक्टर
doctors
के
told him
कोई
that he
दूसरा
had
डॉक्टर तो नहीं है जो सुमेरु में मार लिया
no
था
more
सबको?
than 5 years left to live.
पता नहीं,
And the serial disappearances case caused him
ऐसे
great
भी पटोई वाला
anxiety.
बकेटी तो भी बचा हुआ ही है।
5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this
इसमें
long-standing
फटुई उतना
conflict.
रेडी उन्होंने नहीं करवाया
But
था।
once he
ओ फक।
passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic
क्या
before
कौन
his
सा
death.
लाफ है भाई?
He claims
कौन
to have
हंसा
already
तुझे?
gotten his hands on
अरे
some key
कैसे हंसता है ये,
incriminating
ऐसे हंसा
evidence
जाता
for
है?
the other side,
ए लड़का,
and even told some members of Spirit
ए
Ursula about the details. But as long as you remain safe, he would not share the
इसको
evidence
बहन
with the
चो कर जाना
public.
पड़ेगा हमको।
If something were to happen to you, then
ए
he and all
प्रहलाद,
those he told
ए
would
लड़का,
immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the
बहन चो,
disappeared
हेलो,
victims.
Right. So nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
बहन चो
As
बिना
we've
गड़े
seen,
लेना
Boss's
सुन करो,
tactic has
करो फोन करो
worked.
गड़ी।
Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other
रूम में
side has
बगल में
not
बैठा
tried
नहीं
to
वो
take
बंदा।
Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
सही में फोन कर लो।
No father wants their daughter to see them
अरे
weep.
फोन नंबर रिवील हो गया,
Especially
कॉल
someone as
करो
proud
भाई।
as Boss. To him,
स्ट्रीम कर रहे हैं
calling it a
बड़े,
duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the
वहाँ
फोन
नंबर
unfortunate
भी
नंबर
लगा, आप
रिवील।
देखना कॉल बमर
is
को
still
डाल देगा
far
तुम्हारा नंबर
preferable
पे,
than
जाएगी
losing
तुम्हारे।
face in front of his daughter.
अरे सही में रिवील हो गया भाई फोन
So
नंबर।
he chose
हाँ
to
हमको
die
पता
in
है,
silence
मॉडलिंग कौन
so
सी,
that he could protect
ऑफ
me.
कर देते हैं, नहीं तो
I'm
कोई फोन
afraid you're
करेगा तो उस
not
पे आ जाएगा।
understanding this correctly, Demoiselle.
हम
Your
ही कर रहे।
boss wanted to hand
ओ
to
फक, हम ही
you
देख
is
ही
not
रहे
a
स्ट्रीम।
parasol, but a sword. If boss's
ये
spirit
क्या
could
ऊपर
hear
स्क्रिप्ट
you
नोटपैड
telling
में डाल
me
के रखे हुए
that you want to
डिस्क्रिप्शन वाला।
find the answer for the sake of
हाँ,
everyone
क्या क्या
involved,
क्या?
I'm sure he'd be
डिस्क्रिप्शन में जो
extremely
चीज है वो
proud.
क्या अब कॉपी करके कहीं रखे हुए
That
हैं?
fool.
हाँ, और
He
अरे
was
ईवला
giving it to me
सारा
straight.
पे सेम ही रहता है, बस थंबनेल और टैग
He
चेंज हो
might have
जाता
set
है।
up everything precisely
ईवला
because
जो
अरे
of me.
यार,
चाइनीज में
He
लिखा हुआ
never
है,
thought
इसको जिनसन
I'd be able
रिलेटेड
to
कुछ कीवर्ड
understand
डालते
him.
तो देखूं आता
Is
कोई।
that the amount of confidence he had in me?
तो
And what if I
बताओ
was
कोई
never
जिन
able to
रिलेटेड
make it to
कीवर्ड।
where I am now?
नाविया एंड ट्रैवलर पैक्ड।
I
नहीं नहीं
suppose that's
नहीं,
true.
गलत गलत वीडियो का
With
था।
the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world.
उसमें
Thankfully,
डाल दिया
he
लीसा
rarely talked to
क्लाइंबिंग
me about
एएसएमआर।
complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a
नहीं, ये
person.
नहीं देखना चाहिए।
In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where
15 मिनट
synth
तो ये
is
बात की थी कल।
produced.
कल ही सुने थे
Essentially,
इसका बात।
it's the
हम्म,
फिर
enemy's
बात।
headquarters.
और लाइट जाने की
When
वजह
he
से
was threatening the enemy,
ऐसा
Boss
फक्ड अप
didn't
हो गया।
share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found.
पूरा बिजनेस खराब हो
But
गया।
if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several
ए
things
भाई
into
लेकिन
consideration.
क्या लगता है फटुई सारा
Right.
नोसिस तो ले
If we
लिया,
know where the
अब
place is,
हम्म,
नेटलैंड
we
से
can't just go
नोसिस ले लेगा,
storming it.
क्रायो नोसिस तो उन लोग के पास है ही।
You mustn't
हम्म,
forget that we're fighting against a
उसके बाद
mysterious
जो वो
and
लोग करना
dangerous
चाहता है वो करेगा।
organization
वैसे लोग
that's
करना
been
क्या
in
चाहता है, उन
operation
लोग का
for
मोटिव तो कुछ पता
decades.
ही नहीं, बस नोटिस
There's
चुरा
an
रहे हैं सबका
intelligent
जितना
वो।
might
मार्केट
be
उसका
lying in
स्टोरी
wait
क्या
at
है
their
ना, उसके
headquarters. We
वो
also
चुरा
have
नहीं
no
रहा है,
idea what
उसका
kind
तो
of
भी
evidence we may be
आइडियोलॉजी
able to
सही है,
find
बस खाली उसे करने
inside,
का तरीका अलग
nor
है।
what people we may
मतलब
be
क्या
able
वो
to
करना चाह रहे
capture.
हैं?
वो
But
जो
a single
स्टार्टिंग में
visit
नहीं
to their
दिखी थी द
headquarters would be
सस्टेनर ऑफ हेवनली
tantamount to a
प्रिंसिपल।
formal
हाँ हाँ,
declaration of war.
ये लोग
The worst
चाहता
case
है ना
would be that
सेलेस्टिया
we
डिस्ट्रॉय
leave
कर दे और उसके
empty-handed,
रूल किंगडम से
but
फ्री हो जाए ये
also
लोग,
open
मतलब इस
ourselves
खुद
up to
खुद का रूल
full
कर सके ये लोग।
retaliation.
तो
Then,
सब
in that
आर्कॉन भी वही
case,
चाहता, देखा
I
जैसे
don't work
जोंगली
with the
बताया था ना
14
कि उसको
authorities.
वेदरिंग हो रहा है
You
उसके
saw
साथ,
one of them
हाँ,
dissolve during Mr. Linney's case.
वही नहीं करना
We
चाहता
have
कोई
no
आर्कॉन की
idea
उसके
just
साथ
how
ही ना हो, तो
thoroughly they may
सेलेस्टिया
have been
डिस्ट्रॉय करना
infiltrated.
पड़ेगा उसके लिए। और क्रायो वाला वो है
That's
ना
true.
आर्कॉन,
हम्म,
सॉरी
Since my father
आई
really
थिंक
had no
मे बी
choice.
हम्म,
वो
Things
हार्वेजर
are
को भेजिए
different
सारा
now.
नोसिस कलेक्ट करके
It
उसका
should be a
सारा
lot
पावर यूज
easier
करके
to prove the
सेलेस्टिया
other
के
side's
मार
guilt
लेने का।
now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You
हम्म।
sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Maloose.
देखते हैं वो इस चीज में
I am the
हो पाती
butler,
है कि
after
नहीं।
all. I live but to serve the
मे बी,
boss and
आई डोंट नो।
Demoiselle's will. I've always been willing
अभी
to
तो
take
अगला
on
साल
any
आएगा ना
kind of risk for your sake.
जो भी है,
But considering my relative lack of ability,
नाटलैंड।
I've spent my time keeping
अभी तो
secrets, performing
4.4 में
basic
है,
investigations, and
4.5 6 7
waiting
8
for
9।
the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that,
गांडू
Malus.
मोमिन।
Have you discovered
What
anything new in
the
the past
fuck,
few years?
भाई कौन
Let me
स्ट्रीम
think.
देख रहा है?
One
गांडू मूवी.
conclusion I came to
Good
was
game. Is
that
my
the
chat
enemy must
visible?
be quite familiar
Your
with
chat is
Spina di
visible now.
Rosula, or at
At that
least
time I
have an
can't see your
informant
chat.
planted here. When I announced orders to
क्या
the
क्या क्या
organization's members on
गांडू
Devasa's behalf, I
is my
used to
chat
deliberately
visible?
keep a few people in the dark
Yes,
and
brother.
observe the reactions of the synth
Your
vendors.
chat is
If the vendors didn't
गांडू
change their
मूवी.
plans, then the individuals
नाम तो है
informed
भाई.
of our orders must be innocent. If the
गांडू
vendors packed up
मूवी.
and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds
मतलब
of
कोई
testing
बंदा
and
आया था chat
investigative
देखने.
tracing, I've
मतलब
narrowed the
स्ट्रीम
suspect
देखने.
list down to
Hmm.
3 people. The first
रिफ्रेश
is
करते.
Florent,
Lawrence.
ओ
Spina di
तू
Rosula's senior
देख रहा है
advisor.
जो भी देख है गांडू भाई.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the
फ्लोरा.
people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood
ये लोग
Boss
14
really
मिनट से
well.
बतिया रही.
Thanks to his
गांडू भाई चल
position
गए.
within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our
हाँ लग
upcoming
तो रहा है.
plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time.
अरे वो कैसे
Someone
यूज
else
करते हैं? मतलब
special too,
एक देखते हैं सो यूट्यूबर सबको
Marcel,
चैट अलग
the head
करके
of
रख लेते हैं वो
Confrérie
लोग.
of Cabriere.
वो चीज करना
Uncle
है.
Marcel.
तो वो लोग के पास दो स्क्रीन होता है. आई एम सॉरी, आई एम वेरी वेरी सॉरी.
It's a guild in
They have
Poisson.
two screens,
The boss
motherfucker.
helped it to grow to its current size and
या
presence. In the beginning,
या
they
ब्रो.
were only
व्हाई आर यू गांडू?
reselling
मतलब
some
व्हाई
bullion
योर
goods,
नेम
but
इज
now
गांडू?
they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
So,
या
गांडू के
ब्रो.
they're
ऊपर
like a
क्या
sister
लगा है मतलब
organization of
गांजू
Spina
ऐसा
di
करके.
Rosula?
गेंड.
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to
To
hunt
hunt
down
down
themselves.
themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the
Actually,
most.
have several account
Almost
with
too
different name,
hard to
but this
believe.
hint I think you can
If you want to
recognize me.
investigate them, please take every precaution to not
This
alert the
hint I think
quarry.
you can recognize.
Judging from our
हाँ.
experience, the enemy
I
is
हम
extremely
जान गए ये कौन है.
cautious.
Of course. And thank you,
तुमको
आनंद
Uncle
भाई.
समझ.
Boss.
अरे
You provided
गजब.
us with a lot of great information.
You're too
राम
kind,
खोरा.
my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And
बहुत
चित्रगुप्त
हरा.
before
फेस हो
I
गया.
forget,
व्यूअर
proving
होली
Boss's
शिट.
innocence
हरामी
closer than
भाई.
clearing him of blame in
भाई
Jacques'
मैंने
death.
गांडू नाम रख के
After
कौन
that
रखा है
incident,
यूट्यूब
Jacques'
पे
wife and
गांडू?
daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in
आ
Poisson
जाओ
today.
डिस्कॉर्ड पे आनंद.
If it might help, you
अरे
could
ये सुनो
also
ना.
pay them a visit. I
हाँ.
can make the necessary
ये स्ट्रीम का
arrangements.
लिंक जो है ना इंस्टा ग्रुप और व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में डाल दो.
Much, Malus. You really are the best.
A new case
हाँ.
awaits, my dear partner.
Leave it to me.
I hope we can work together to
Well, to
uncover
uncover
the
the
truth
truth and this
and
case
end
once
this
and
case
for
once and for all.
आए. ठीक है भाई, हम नहीं देखने जा रहे सबके यहाँ. I don't give a fuck.
गांडू भाई अपना चैट डिलीट कर रहे धीरे धीरे. कर लिए.
It is settled then. Please excuse
चल
me and
गांडू.
enjoy your
अरे
conversation
पूरा
at your leisure.
अपना अस्तित्व ही मिटा
Thank you
दिया.
for arranging everything for us, Malus.
भी नहीं एग्जिस्ट करते.
Excuse me, miss. Do you need anything from us?
हम्म.
हम्म.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm
Oh
sorry
fuck.
that I only came to
Damn.
visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
Aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques? I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you, and to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I
अरे
appreciate the sentiment,
तुम भी अपना
but
चैट
you
डिलीट
don't
कर दिया
have to
सिलोन
carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me?
हेलो
I really can't believe that my father could ever
शिवम
bring himself to shoot
कहाँ है
Jacques.
I always knew
म्यूट
that
क्यों
my
किया हुआ था
husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too
Oh,
literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything.
क्या ये कोडेल का
So when
पति
Mr.
सेंस का
Callis
बिजनेस
came to him
करता
with a proposal,
मतलब
he
करता था
accepted it almost immediately.
लगता तो है.
He tried to be as careful as he
It seems
could,
like.
but even so, he was still found out by the higher
अरे
ups.
हाइड्रोकुलस
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away.
अरे
Even
मरने के
if
बाद
he
कैसे चेक
fired the
करता
shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense.
Hmm.
It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man,
PY.
so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, things
दारू
aren't
बेच के
always
गुड
as they
मैन.
seem.
है
You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really
ये
good man.
फादर फादर क्यों नहीं
The
बोलता
best
पापा
in
क्यों
the
बोल रहा है
whole
बे?
world.
Then you should hold on to that.
तो मेरू
If
में
a good
ऐसे
man
बोलता तो एक बार के लिए
had to
समझ में
do a
आता कि हाँ
bad
वहाँ
thing,
तो आधा आधा नाम ही था
then he must have
इंडियन
had
वाला
his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or
यहाँ
a
का
sword, he must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh,
Thank you for everything you've told me.
आइडली
I
नाम है इसका.
will definitely find the truth. The
वो
current
वट
state of
एवर इट इज
things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
तारीफ
You really think so?
B-roll.
It's the first time anyone said that to me.
जब माथा पे चढ़ गई ना आ गया तो
are you okay,
Is this testimony?
Ah, I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the three.
अरे वो कुछ बोल
The
रही
vault
थी.
should be nearby, and we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city.
वट एवर इट इज
I'll get myself together on the way.
पहुंच गया फ्लोरेंट अरे भाई हम
Greetings,
पीछे थे यार
boss. How may I be of assistance
Hmm?
today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House? Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that
टीम
night?
चल रहा है ना सही से बहुत होगा अभी हो रहा
Hmm.
कभी
Let
कभी.
me think.
अभी हम
Mr.
का है कि हम भी
Callis was
नहीं
feeling pretty upbeat that day.
अभी फिर वो
So
फर
he
हुआ।
was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned into water?
It's very possible.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a third person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callus ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys? But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing, the whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely find the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
मिशन रिकॉर्डिंग फ्लोरिटी 929 मीटर। I went the wrong way. कैसे से बात करना था?
Hey, Thierry! It's me!
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay.
क्या हो गया?
बस जरा सा।
हरकत नहीं जाएगा नहीं।
हाँ, क्या कर सकते हैं?
It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us
देखो अब
realize
थोड़ा
that
शार्पनेस
Lenny's
बढ़ गया
case
ना
and my father's
स्क्रीन का।
may be related. We're trying to
पीसी के
reinvestigate the
स्क्रीन पे
details of
बहुत
my
ज्यादा ही
father's
लग
old
रहा है
case.
पिक्सल कम है।
Ah, I get it. You think there might be
क्या
more to the
क्या मतलब
case
क्या
now
मतलब क्या
that we
मतलब?
know people can be dissolved into
बड़ा
water,
स्क्रीन
right?
पे कम
And
पिक्सल
I
दिख रहा
was
है।
also
पूरा
flabbergasted when I
रिजोल्यूशन
first
लग रहा
heard
है
of
कि
it.
लो है 480
If you
पे।
want to go through the original files
ऐसे
from your
कैसे?
father's case, I can help you look
भाई
for them.
छोटा स्क्रीन पे उतना
That'd be
पिक्सल
much
पता नहीं चलता।
appreciated. Thank you.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा
Actually,
अच्छा ये
I
करना
have another
है।
question.
मोबाइल पे देख लो,
Do
लैपटॉप
you
को थोड़ा
have the
रेस्ट दे
authority
दो
to
अपनी।
dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without
अच्छा,
them, I couldn't
और कुछ भी कर
possibly
रहा है क्या
handle
लैपटॉप पे?
Poisson on my own. Why do you ask?
नहीं
We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just
थोड़ा
think
मुंह पे
you're out of
जवाब
your
दे दिया।
mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me
छोड़
and
देना
my
टेढ़ी यार
Gardamex.
एकदम।
Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of
छाता निकाल
complex
के मुझे एक
steps to
छाता
it,
मार देगी।
and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units. They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super
सुपर रिच
rich,
पावरफुल।
powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
वाह, ये तो डॉट कनेक्ट कर दिया था।
Oh, then you're officially in
मुझे
the
पता
clear,
नहीं है
Thierry.
दारू बेच के अमीर हो सकता।
Oh, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation.
बॉस बोल बॉस।
I'll be staying in the city for a little
नाम
while,
मत
so
ले।
just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
कॉन्टैक्ट मार्शल एलेक्स कम। ये क्यों बुला रहा है बे? लेट्स सी
ओके
भाई इसको रेडन।
I do love Spina di Rosula's
इंडियन है।
logo. It was designed by my mother. Have you noticed how it's shaped like a heart?
रिप्लाई करेगा जल्दी से कि हम घुस जाए अगला कटसीन में।
स्क्रिप्ट लिख रहा होगा।
चले जाते हैं भाई उसके पास, नहीं तो कोई किसी को मार नहीं पा रहा होगा, अब जाकर थोड़ी मदद करेंगे। अभी ये उतना यूज नहीं रही है। तुम तीसरा नंबर पे।
नहीं बोलेगा कुछ।
Fuse is lit! Out of the frying pan, into the fire! Hey there! Watch out!
नहीं बोलेगा क्या, ही गूंगा है साला।
साइफर है।
हाँ
साइफर है।
कहाँ कौन है साइफर, कहाँ पे है साइफर? अच्छा
गूंगा
समझ गया
गूंगा।
समझ गया। अरे नहीं भाई, साइफर को फोन की, कल मेरा फोन उठा के बोलता है हाँ आ रहा हूँ ऑनलाइन बस। मेरा फोन कब से उठाने लगा ये? उसका वॉइस रिवील हो गया कल।
हम तो कहिए ना रिवोट के लिए। मेरी राइडन देखी ना।
तुम्हारे रेडन इसका ये देखते हैं ट्रेलर क्या कही। व्हाट द अरे बाप रे, एनर्जी रिचार्ज देखो।
वो
अच्छा,
डिफॉल्ट है।
तो
एनर्जी
डिफॉल्ट
डिफॉल्ट है 100%।
दिया थोड़ी सी ठीक है। लिनट क्रिट डैमेज ठीक है लेकिन काया
नीड।
कंट्रोल।
मेरा
मैं
भी
रिप्लाई नहीं करेगा तो हम इसके वर्ल्ड में नहीं जाएंगे।
नहीं करेगा वो रिप्लाई।
चल जाते हैं और देखते हैं। वो मन कर रहा है फाइट करेंगे, देखो एक्सेप्ट कर लिया एकदम बहन चोद। क्या उसके वर्ल्ड में हम घुसे क्यों नहीं? कोऑप गेम इज लोडिंग लिखा हुआ आया।
बहुत बढ़िया।
ओके, अच्छा अब यहाँ पर हुआ।
सेशन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पढ़ने देते यार। फटुई के बारे में था कुछ।
कहाँ?
चल गया वो। दोबारा थोड़ी मिलेगा। आज लोड हो जाएगा।
हम भी वही सोच रहे हैं कि लोड क्यों नहीं हो रहा है।
उसके वर्ल्ड में कुछ प्रॉब्लम है।
आई थिंक हमको भी ऐसा ही कुछ फील हो रहा
जो आपका पीसी की मैच चल गई।
है। नहीं, इतनी जल्दी नहीं छूट सकती। हाँ,
कहीं रिस्टार्ट ना करना पड़े आपको इस कारण।
आई थिंक वो करना पड़ जाएगा। कुछ तो हुआ।
और करिए ज्वाइन। वो ज्वाइन करने से पहले आपको किक कर सकते।
आए।
बोले थे वो बकैती कर रहा है।
Fuck you, bitch. I'm not going anywhere.
अरे ये बंदा का राइडन चेक करे ना।
कौन है ये बंदा? कौन चूतिया सा है ये? नाइस। हम्म।
रिचार्ज देखे। वो इनका
हम्म।
के कारण 300 हो जाता। वो 146% है, पता नहीं 100 काहे नहीं दिखाता।
भाई यहाँ पर इसको थोड़ा सा तुम रिजली को ठीक कर लो ना।
ये बिल्ड नहीं है। ये बिल्ड नहीं है, मतलब बिल्ड है लेकिन उसका आर्टिफैक्ट किसी और के पास होगा। हम कैरेक्टर टेस्ट करते रहते हैं रैंडम एस। फूटा और राइडन का आर्टिफैक्ट कहीं नहीं जाता।
मेल के आया हमको। वाह, थैंक यू फॉर
बहुत।
दिस 1000 मोरा month।
यही हम बोल रहे थे आज। हाँ, मार ही रहा है।
कुछ और करते हैं, मन नहीं लग रहा है। ये कौन आ रहा है डीलो को लेके?
चलो लीजिए यार कौन को चुपचाप।
थोड़ा सा रुको, देख लेंगे। जरा सा हम रेडियन कंडेंस मार देते हैं।
76 का रेजिन है, कंडेंस क्या करेगा।
ऐसे ही मन किया। भाई यहाँ
अंदर
पर आके
डाल।
क्यों अटक गया ये?
कुछ तो गड़बड़ है आपके पीछे।
आई डोंट थिंक कि पीसी में कुछ गड़बड़ है, आई थिंक नेट में कुछ गड़बड़ है।
इंटरनेट के कारण लोडिंग स्पीड में फर्क नहीं पड़ता जेंसन में।
क्या हम रिस्टार्ट कर लें?
आई डोंट नो। अच्छा आर्टिफैक्ट मतलब आर्गन क्वेस्ट कर रहे थे तो ब्लडशेड के फेरे में पड़े हैं।
हमको लगता है वो सारा नजर लगा दिया हमारे लैपटॉप को।
ये नया 4 स्टार कैरेक्टर है गामिंग।
नाम ही कितना अजीब है।
इंग्लिश में पढ़िएगा तो गेमिंग होगा। ऐसा गे
वो
नहीं GAMING वाला।
कहाँ है 4 स्टार कैरेक्टर?
उसको स्क्रॉल करिए। साइकिक प्योरिटी।
अच्छा ये
नहीं यही है। हम्म,
ना बेकार दिख रहा है, देख शकल से देखने में चूतिया लग रहा है। कैन यू हियर मी?
हम्म, हम्म,
ये कब आया?
अभी अभी। हेलो इनफॉर्मल राइट।
फीलिंग कनेक्शन, ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है। क्या इसको हम डिटैच कर सकते हैं क्या?
हेलो हेलो।
हेलो हेलो
हम्म,
हेलो।
अभी आवाज सही आ रहा है। हेडफोन जब हटाते हैं तब सही आता है। मेरा थोड़ा अपोजिट केस है।
हाँ तुम वो वायरलेस वाला है ना, तुम्हारे साथ सीन ये है थोड़ा सा।
हाँ, थोड़ा सा नहीं, बहुत बड़ा सीन है।
हाँ जो भी हो, ऐसी गरीबी
हाँ
हमें भी चाहिए।
हाँ,
लेकिन ऐसी गरीबी नहीं चाहिए कि सिर्फ एक ही कान का हो।
ऐसी कड़ी भी भगवान किसी को न दे। बताइए, वायर वाला हेडफोन भी नहीं है, औकात नहीं है मेरा।
मैं वायरल वाला हेडफोन ना खरीद के अपने अपना दिखा दूं।
Hello.
नहीं,
How may
पहले
I
था
help
दो
you?
दो था, पर उसमें
I'm here to see
अनकंफर्टेबल होता
Marcel.
है ना थोड़ा,
Could you please let him know?
खेलने वेलने में,
You can just
इसलिए।
say
वो
Navia's
तुम्हारे
here.
कान के टाइप का नहीं होगा, इसलिए
Sure.
तुमको
I will let him
अनकंफर्टेबल
know
फील
right away.
होगा।
तो वायर
ये
वाला जैसे ही हेडफोन जैक में जाता है, हाथ ऐसे करते हैं उसका, वही टूट जाता है।
तुम
Hi.
50 रुपया वाला यूज करेगा तो
Sorry
फिर
to
वही
keep
टूटेगा
you
ना।
waiting. I'm
वही।
not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
ये वही
Oh,
मीम्स।
it's all right, Uncle Marcel.
ठीक।
There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the opera house. I'm
It
sure you
means a
saw
big
everything
black
too,
cock.
right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the opera house too?
That's right. I
मेरा
went there with
5 दिन
Navia
से
to see the
तबीयत ठीक
magic
होने
show.
का नाम नहीं ले
Who
रहा
knew
है।
it would turn into a whole murder mystery?
अब बोर्ड एग्जाम में
I
15 दिन
also
में।
witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work.
ये भी
Quite
है।
impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon
अच्छा
at our own
कंपार्टमेंट
game
आ
on our own
जाएगा।
turf, I can already imagine
इनफैक्ट
everyone in
इनफैक्ट आपकी
Fontaine
गांड मारी
discussing
जा
your
रही है।
exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to
ओके,
become the talk of
नॉट माइंड।
drunkards.
आनंद चिरक।
Apologies.
वैसे
It's
याद
just
तो
how
सही दिलाया है,
Fontaine
बोर्ड
is as
एग्जाम
a
में ज्यादा
nation.
दिन बचा नहीं है।
Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
वही तो बात।
Uncle Marcel,
दवाई खाओ,
you
यार
पापा को
didn't
बोलो,
also
पापा
notice that
देखें
other
हमको
thing,
क्या हो
right?
गया, पापा
The fact
तुम्हारी
that humans can
सुई
dissolve
लगा
in
देंगे।
water?
Yes, I was
अरे
reminded
कल
of your
ठीक हो
father's
गया था,
case right
फिर
away.
वापस
Is that what you're
सोने के बाद ठीक हो
investigating
जाता है,
now?
कभी फिर सोने के बाद तबीयत खराब हो जाता है।
Exactly.
पापा को कहिए कि
I still
सुपर
don't
ज्यादा
have much
दिन और
solid proof, but
सही हो
I
लगता
can
जाए।
है
sense
सोने
that
के
the
साथ
other
इसका स्विच
side
ऑन
has
ऑफ
already
होता है।
begun to act.
Oh, and what
ये
makes you
अपना
परसों
say
तक
that?
था,
लॉग आउट
फिर
कर लेना
We
फिर
were
परसों
अंदर।
attacked on
रात में सोए तो
Aeneas by
कल
some
एकदम पूरा
unknown
फ्रेश हो गए।
garmets.
फिर कल रात
And
में सोए,
there
आज
was
फिर से
also an
पकड़
attempt
लिए
to get me to
उनको।
drink
आज
wine from
फिर
the
सो, फिर से
primordial
तुम्हारा
sea.
एंटीवायरस ऑन हो
If
जाएगा।
not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here to report to
कैलकुलेशन कर
Grandma.
लेना अच्छा से।
You giving
बोर्ड
us
एग्जाम
too
आते
much
आते किस दिन
credit.
एंटीवायरस ऑन
Wasn't
होना
it
है।
you who protected us?
वो
Alas,
तो
it
आईसीएसटी
seems
में है,
things are heating up
कैलकुलेटर
again.
सब अलाउड है।
The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a
एग्जाम
thing
में
of the
जाके
past.
कैलकुलेट नहीं करना
But
होता है।
rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a
हम
safe
कहेंगे
haven.
ना कि हम इतना
If you're
अमीर हैं कि हम
scared, you
कैलकुलेटर
can always
अफोर्ड नहीं
return
कर
there.
सकते, हम आईफोन ही
If
ले
anyone
जाएंगे।
dares to lay their hands on you, then
गांड फैलात करके
the
तुम्हारे और
confrérie of
तुम्हारे आईफोन दोनों को
Cabriere
उड़ा के
will
भगा
use its
देगा।
funds to the last Mora to bring
बोलिएगा
them to
हम इतना
justice.
गरीब हैं, एग्जामिनर बोलेगा
Thank you,
एक गरीब
Uncle
फिर
Marcel.
माँ की।
But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike
ये
while the
गरीब
iron's hot.
क्यों आ गई?
Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with
सब
me,
पटाखे
so
फोड़
it'll
रहे हैं
take
भाई
me a
बाहर।
while to recall my memory.
अच्छी
बोले
बात है।
वह एक पैकेट पूरा खत्म कर दिए,
क्या
The
खत्म कर दिया?
confrérie was responsible for that
एक
banquet,
पैकेट
so
पूरा
I was out
पटाखा
and
का,
about the whole
एक और
time making sure
रात में
things were running
फोड़ेंगे, सबका नींद
smoothly.
खराब
I
करेंगे।
didn't even have the time to drink with
अच्छा
the
हुआ हम
guests.
इसके कॉलोनी में नहीं
Then
रहे।
I heard the sound of a gunshot,
अरे
and the rest was history.
एक बार क्या हुआ ना, रॉकेट रॉकेट जला
Oh,
रहे थे,
it's okay.
हम्म।
No
मतलब
need to
रॉकेट
push
जल गया
yourself.
आराम से। वो बात है
We'll
चाचा
ask
का
around some
लुंगी भी
more.
जल गया
See if
रॉकेट
there are any valuable clues
लुंगी
inside.
घुस गया।
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora. All my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and
अगर
support.
लुंगी में
I'll
किसी
spend however
स्पेसिफिक
much it
पॉइंट
takes to
पे
clear
जलता
his
तो
name.
तो चाचा का भी रॉकेट खत्म हो जाता।
तो पूरा इलाका धुआं धुआं होता।
चाचा का रॉकेट खत्म।
बताओ रॉकेट में रॉकेट टकरा जाता है।
तो बारूद का एक्सप्लोजन हो जाता।
तुमको नहीं लगता चाचा के पास बारूद होगा?
उसका रॉकेट तो है ना,
हाँ रॉकेट तो है ही है।
तभी तो चाचा
हथियार काला।
चाहती हो।
अरे वहीं जाना है, कहाँ जा रहे हो ये?
हमको पता है कि वहीं जाना।
गान वाले ऊपर है।
भाई हम गांड मारे ऊपर नहीं जाते, मतलब नहीं
इसका
जाना।
टेंशन भी हो रहा है, पढ़ भी नहीं रहा है, पता नहीं क्या सिम्टम्स है ये।
पता नहीं क्या है, हमको भी सेम सेम कंडीशन मेरे साथ।
अरे बहन जो तुम्हारा बोर्ड अगले साल, चौथियापा तो नहीं है
कुछ
कोई तुम्हारा।
है ना, ये सिम्टम सिंगल पना का है आनंद के पास।
बस हमको एक सब्जेक्ट में थोड़ा सा दिक्कत है, केमिस्ट्री में। उसमें हम लोग का टीचर ही वैसा मिला है, पूरा रटते रहता है, एक हाथ से लिखता है एक हाथ से मिटा देता है।
अरे साला वो दोनों हाथ से काम करता है।
कॉलेज का प्रोफेसर जैसा मिला है टीचर, साला क्या ही बताएं अब। और पीटीएम में जब भी आते हैं बोलती है कि ये मेरे नोट्स से पढ़ो, और उसका नोट्स हम गलती से अगर भेज दिए ना, पता ही नहीं चलेगा इंग्लिश लिखी है, हिंदी लिखी है या उर्दू लिखी है।
तुमको तो मैडम मिली थी, मतलब काम चलाओ भर के, चलो कुछ कर लेंगे।
We've
हमार
talked to all
मास्टर
three
नहीं,
suspects.
देखता था ना।
उनका
Based on
लिखने
their
का तरीका थोड़ा
conversations with
कैजुअल,
me,
एक लाइन लिख देती है,
Then
उसमें थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे
particularly
हर्ट बीट टाइप का
suspicious.
बना देती है, बोलती है अपने से समझो।
हाँ ये तो
I
बिपिन सर
suppose
वाला हाल हो
that's to
गया।
be expected, though. If a
नहीं
single conversation's all
बिपिन सर
that's
नहीं
needed to
करते थे
find them
ऐसा, क्या
out,
मतलब?
बिपिन सर
my
नहीं कर
father
देते,
wouldn't have
तुम
needed
बिपिन
to
सर का
investigate the case for so many
समझो
years.
तो वैसे कुछ
Anyway,
स्टोरी लगाए थे एक
even
बार,
though we
नहीं
couldn't
देखा
make
था
a
क्या?
breakthrough, let's
हर
still
चीज का
go
शॉर्ट
how
फॉर्म
we were able to
बहन। तो
Hmm.
वो
But
हमको बहुत
where should
हेल्प
we
किया था, शॉर्ट
start?
फॉर्म पता नहीं क्या है फॉर सम रीजन।
है बोर्ड एग्जाम में
पता
वही
नहीं
लिखा
यार,
था क्या रे?
नहीं बोर्ड
Ah, you're
एग्जाम में हमको
right.
याद रखने में
Flora
काम आया था।
mentioned that Callus probably only
अच्छा
ऐसा
found
नोट्स
one
रहते हैं
because of
उनका कि बस
circumstance.
न्यूमो
पहला
माइक्रो स्पीक
अल्फाबेट और
लिविंग और
लास्ट
That
तुमको
makes
ऐसे याद नहीं
sense.
ना रह सकता है।
बस रिजल्ट।
according to Jacques' family members, he
हाँ
already told them that he had been discovered
दोनों एक
नंबर
ही
भी
टाइम
and
पे
that he
सही है,
had
बोला।
no choice before
नंबर
he
आया।
left home that day.
वेरी गुड।
If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth
पापा खुश,
boss to kill my father.
सब खुश,
Had he refused,
माचू
he
का
and his
दुनिया।
family's lives would have been forfeit.
हम बजाए
So,
हारमोनियम।
Jacques fired the first shot?
नहीं हारमोनिया नहीं है मेरे पास।
Oh? And why is that?
जहाँ फायर द फर्स्ट शॉट, ओ भाई
जेट था वो शायद से। अरे कहाँ क्या कर सकता थी ये ना?
Ooh, that's a good
जो कि
point.
हम भेजें
Jacques
क्या,
probably
तो
already knew
डिस्कॉर्ड पे
that
हम
he was
भेजते हैं
just
उनका
being
नोट्स का
used
एक
as a tool
सैंपल।
for murder.
ओके।
And once he had completed
ये
his
सबसे
mission,
abnormal है,
he'd be
इसलिए
of
हम
no
मतलब कि
more
सेव
use
करके
to his
रखे हुए हैं,
boss.
भेजो
और
भेजो।
तो एकदम बदतर है।
So, what would
हम
make
भी एक
more
बार
sense
देखना
from his
चाहेंगे।
कम
perspective
नंबर आएगा तो
would be
पापा
to
को दिखा
turn his
दीजिएगा
back
कि
on the
ये
order
मैडम
सबसे
बस
and
नोट
seek
से
बदतर
आया था।
protection from my father.
ध्यान से लिखी है, देखिए
Makes sense.
आगे
But
मैया
without evidence, that's still just a
ये भाई
बहन जो दिए क्या है वे? आए?
ये
अरे बहन चोदी क्या है वे?
पूरा
ये उनका सबसे अच्छा
पढ़ना है
हैंडराइटिंग है, इसलिए मोबाइल में सेव किए हुए हैं, नहीं तो
वीक
डिलीट मारते
इलेक्ट्रोलाइट।
जाते हैं, कुछ समझ में नहीं आता है।
अच्छा ई पेज के बगल में जो पेज है जिसमें रेड पेन से लिखा हो वो किसका हैंडराइटिंग है?
वो भी इन्हीं का होगा और का।
ये हमको
जो
बस यहाँ पे समझ में है कि वीक इलेक्ट्रोलाइट लिखा हुआ है और ये है एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ चेंज ऑफ आयन विथ केस के उसके बाद देयर इज a star rise in with decrease in correction
देयर इज अ
time.
शार्प
However, what the fuck is low as compared to strong? What the हम नहीं पढ़ने वाले बहन चोद। हट इतना पढ़ लेते तो भाई हम सिर्फ पास नहीं होते 12 में, हम अच्छा नंबर लाते।
इसलिए बताइए टीचर ही ऐसा मिला है ना, पेटीएम में जाके बोलती है नोट्स पढ़ो मेरा, फिर उनका नोट्स उन्हीं को
Thierry
पढ़ाते तो
Rousseau?
उनको खुद समझ में नहीं आता।
It is
हमको तो
possible
प्री
that
बोर्ड
he's
के
figured out
पीटीएम
a
में
way to
बोला था
convert
ना
the
तुम्हारा
Gardenex
इतना
for
कम
personal
नंबर आया
use.
तुमको
But
टेम्पू चलावे लेकिन नहीं
it didn't
मिलेगा
feel
फिर
like he
रुकना।
was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha. I also don't think he'd be able to
मेरे
keep that
बाबू के
kind of
सामने बोल
tampering
दिया भाई।
under wraps.
दिल पे ले लिया बस।
Had he actually tampered with the mecha,
दिल पे नहीं
we'd be
गांड पे
able
लेना
to
चाहते हैं।
prove it with a simple check of
हम
the
उसके गांड
guard's
में दे भी दिए।
inventory. If the
नाइस
mecha
अपने गांड
retrieved
से
from
उसकी
the
गांड में दे दी।
guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
गंदा पाइमन बग बकाइले।
अरे हम तीनों का नाम फट एक एक बार कर देते हैं जिसमें से जो होगा हो जाएगा।
It is true that he was
पूरा
closest to
केमिस्ट्री
my
10 दिन में
father,
तो हो ही जाएगा।
and thus had the best
हाँ
chance of learning about his
भाई
secret
हमसे 2
shell.
साल में नहीं हुआ था।
But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly
नहीं
deals with
10 दिन में हो
personnel
ही
and
जाएगा,
security.
उतना ही जा नहीं है।
So
भाई हम
why should
मतलब
he
सीबीएसई की
rely on
रिवाइज।
केमिस्ट्री
me
का
when it
बात कर
comes to
रहे हैं।
finances?
So you're saying he's too
भाई
broke
जब
to
हम बायो
afford a
रैपर में
mecha
खत्म
army?
कर दिए थे तभी तो केमिस्ट्री है।
Exactly. He can't. And
पता
even if
लगा
केमिस्ट्री
he
छोड़
could,
के
बस
बाकी
I
सब
don't
हमसे
think he would
एकदम।
be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly.
केमिस्ट्री अकेला मेरा मार्क्स गिरा देता है, जैसे 10th तक कंप्यूटर।
कंप्यूटर तुम्हारा
कंप्यूटर ही
मार्क्स
नहीं
गिरा देता है?
Uncle
पागल है
Marcel?
क्या?
हाँ
अरे
कंप्यूटर
कंप्यूटर
की वजह से मेरा
My father
आया था
did
उतना,
really
अगर
trust him,
नहीं होता
and
ना
they worked
बेस्ट ऑफ
together on a
5 रहता
large
तब
number
मेरा
of
98
projects.
का आराम से,
Maybe
मतलब
that's
बेस्ट
why
और
ऑफ
he
दो
got so
5
परसेंट
shy.
आराम से था।
And with funds
हाँ
from the confrérie,
है?
he could also afford a
अरे
large
जैसे
number of
6 सब्जेक्ट
Gardeniks.
होता है ना, अगर बेस्ट 5
Still
में तो
really
मेरा एक
hard
दो
for me to imagine,
परसेंट और
though.
ज्यादा ही था।
After all, Uncle
कंप्यूटर
Marcel
में
has been
कितना
around since I was
86 या
just a
87 आया
child.
था बस।
Also,
100 में से।
wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole
हाँ
lot of Mora and
बहुत
पता
ज्यादा
energy
अब
to
मेरे
finance
मन में
going
सबसे
synth
पहला थॉट
business?
क्या आ रहा है तुम ये बात सुन के?
Who could it be?
क्या
मारो साले
तुम
को।
तुम्हारा हाथ पर बांध के तुमको पंखा में उल्टा लटकाएंगे और एक लाठी को बांध देंगे हम इतना लंबा कि तुम अगर पंखा घूमेगा तो तुम बार उसमें आके टकराओगे और उसके बाद पंखा चालू करेंगे
अरे अरे
और
10th
चलने
का
देंगे।
सिलेबस कुछ है क्या? एक महीना में पूरा सिलेबस हो जाता है 10th का। मेन दिक्कत तो 11 12th में होता है।
11 12 में भाई
अरे
क्या हुआ था मेरा तुमको अपने पता नहीं चला था।
और 11 12th में बाकी किसी चीज में दिक्कत नहीं है, बस केमिस्ट्री ही एक मार के रखा हुआ है। और टीचर का कोई रिएक्शन भी नहीं रहता है क्योंकि पूरा
You
का
know,
पूरा क्लास फेल
if you
रहता है
think
केमिस्ट्री में।
everything through, Uncle Marcel is
उसको
indeed the
अब
most
आदत हो गया
suspicious of
होगा।
them all.
Could we be
हाँ,
missing other
कोई रिएक्शन ही
suspects?
नहीं रहता है। 11
Most
12th में
didn't
2
know
साल
about
से
the
एको
people
बच्चा
turning
पास
into
नहीं किया है
water thing
केमिस्ट्री
when he
में।
narrowed it down to
अरे तो फिर
basic
उसको तो
addition.
फिर बोर्ड एग्जाम उसका रुक गया कंपार्टमेंट आ गया होगा उसको।
Malus has always been very reliable,
नहीं नहीं, अरे
and
स्कूल
his
वाला
judgment of
जानता है ना,
others' trustworthiness
डॉन बॉस्को
has
के
been
किसी
fair
भी
and well
बच्चा से पूछ
considered.
लीजिए,
When
मार्क्स
he
ही
laid
नहीं
out his
देता है
case
एकदम।
for the three,
जैसे
the
10 मार्क्स का
rationale he
क्वेश्चन
gave
रहता है
made a
इंग्लिश
lot
में,
of sense as well.
उसमें 5
The
को 7 को
suspect
पेज
is
लिख दीजिए तब
knowledgeable
10
about
में से 2
Espina's
मार्क्स
internal
देगा।
affairs,
मेरा भी
has the
सेम।
means to dispatch Mecha to
भाई सब तो
assassinate
गलत
us,
बात है
मार्क्स
भाई।
ही नहीं देता
and possesses
है।
significant
एंड को
intellect and
सिंबल में
foresight.
लिखिएगा तो उस पे 1 मार्क्स काट लेगा, और वैसा
Even if I
10 को
don't
गलती
want
हो
to
गया तो
believe
10
it,
मार्क्स में से
I'm
1
starting
मार्क्स
to see how
मिलेगा।
things could all tie back to
आए?
Uncle Marcel.
और लड़कियां सब 15 को कलम से लिख के देती है तो
Well,
फुल
we
मार्क्स।
still have another trump card on top of all the
और
theories
बहुत
15
we've
को
been
चीटियाता है।
speculating.
गलती कर दी हम ICSE में
Yes,
आके।
Malus did
बहुत
say that
बहुत
charging
बड़ा गलती
freedom
किया
there would
तुम
be
हम बता
extremely
दो क्या
risky.
करना था
But we
तुम
don't
बिहार
have
बोर्ड की
any
थी
मेरा
other
तो
दोस्त
फालतू
options.
हो
कॉलेज
जाता है
एडमिशन कराता
जब हम
आराम से कोचिंग करता
CBSE
We
आराम
need
से
far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging
जब
in
हम
on our
CBSE से
enemy.
ICSE में आए थे मेरा
Navia,
दोस्त बोल रहा
here
था
you
हाथी
are.
का लेने का शौक है
Oh,
का।
I've been looking for you.
सही बोल रहा था
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
तब हम वही सोचे थे
Yeah.
टफ रहेगा
News
थोड़ा
came
सह
from
लेंगे
Irenaeus
कॉम्पिटिटिव का
just after
तैयारी
you
भी
left.
होगा पर
We've got
टफ
another
रहेगा
challenge
थोड़ा
on our
सह
hands.
लेंगे
Wasn't our place built
पटवे वाला है
specifically
अब
for
ये
holding
रहता है
trials?
चेकिंग कुछ ज्यादा ही
What's so
हार्ड रहता है
newsworthy about this one?
कितना ज्यादा
I
आइंस्टाइन का
know, I
14 बन
know.
जाएगा आधा
But they
मार्क्स से
said the
ऊपर नहीं
person
देगा
they're putting on trial is a Fatui
बाप रे
harbinger
बाप
called Tartaglia.
शिट कुछ तगड़ा आने वाला।
हमको भी ऐसा फील हो रहा है
What? Is that someone you know?
चाइल्ड इसका फाइट हो गई किसी के साथ क्या
We know him. Maybe even a little too
The
मार
well.
damn
कर लिया
cutscene is coming.
Well,
The
आप
damn
आप
cutscene is
I've been
coming.
accused of being the
चाइल्ड
true
फोन करे अब
culprit
Behind
behind
बंदे
the
लेके
Sierra
आना भाई
disappearances case. It's absurd, don't you
बंदे
think?
घुस गए बंदे
ये
बुलाओ
तो बंदे ही
None of our investigations have had anything to do with
बेबी
him.
तू जा
That's what I thought was strange about it, so
नहीं
I
बेबी
came to
तू
tell
पहले
you the
जा
news right away. If the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Right. Because they'll think they've already found the
मैं
culprit.
जानते हैं पर एक चीज है
Yeah,
मिडिल स्कूल
and
में
it'll be a lot harder
एक्सपेक्टेशन
getting to
इतना
clear
गिरा
Mr.
देता है ना
Callus's name.
पेरेंट्स को पता चल जाता है कि भाई 60-70
I
से ऊपर बोर्ड्स
understand.
में नहीं आए वाला है
Well, partner, what do you
पर
think we
हाँ
should
बोर्ड्स
do?
में मार्क्स दिख ही
We
देता
still
है
haven't found
ये स्कूल
any
का चेकिंग है
conclusive
लौड़ा ऐसा
evidence.
बोर्ड का मार्क्स ठीक ठाक दे देता है
हाँ मिल जाता है बोर्ड्स में
Huh?
एक्सटर्नल
School
में
में?
रहेगा और स्कूल
हाँ
वाला
What do you
इसलिए
mean?
ना कम मार्क्स देता है ताकि और पढ़े बच्चा
हम्म
बोर्ड्स में
बच,
देखिए आप तो सीबीएसई
बच्चे
से
की
ज्यादा
पहले ही
मार्क्स
गांड फट
आईसीएसई में
जाएगी तो
Just
पढ़ेगा
as
कैसे वो
expected of my partner.
नहीं
Since this
बोर्ड्स
is
में
a trial
सीबीएसई से
about
ज्यादा
the
मार्क्स
serial
आईसीएसई में आता
disappearances
है
case,
पर
the
इंटरनल में ये ऐसा
culprit's
गांड फाड़
attention
के रखता
will
है
be
पूरा
focused
क्या
on
ही बताएं
Irenaeus, leaving his home
हम्म
base wide open.
सबसे ज्यादा मार्क्स
All
बताने वाला
right,
तो सीबीएसई
this
ही
is our
होता है
best
मतलब
opportunity. All right then,
दिल खोल
let's
के
do
सीबीएसई में
मार्क्स
this.
रहता है
I'll stall
प्री
them at
बोर्ड्स में भी ज्यादा
optics
कुछ
and
नहीं
charge
रहता है प्री बोर्ड्स
Marcel
में
as
ही
the
90-95
true culprit.
आराम से आ जाता
I
है
won't have any
फिर
chance
जाके
of making
बोर्ड्स
that
में
charge
सुस्ता
stick,
आता
though,
है आदमी कि इतना
unless
आ
we
ही रहा
find
है
more
साला
evidence.
2-3% कम आ जाए
It'll
तो
be up
झाट
to
फर्क
you to
पड़ेगा
make it back in time and hand the dis-
80% से नीचे जब
इतना
तक नहीं होता तब तक कोई दिक्कत नहीं
In
होती
Lenny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany
मेरे
you.
साथ तो वही हुआ
I'm
था
ready.
10th का प्री बोर्ड्स में मार्क्स आया था उसके बाद हम एकदम
Blue
सुस्ता गए
silver.
थे कि कुछ
When did you two get
कुछ
here?
होना ही नहीं है अब तो
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson. We
ज्यादा से
figured
ज्यादा
that you
क्या
might
1-2%
require
गिरा देगा
our
और क्या
assistance.
दस
वाह
में
I
नहीं
hope that
भूल गया
your
था
confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
और फिर आया कितना था?
Thank you so much. Then let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon,
शर्मा आ गया
Trevor,
अलग
नहीं पर
I'll
गिरा
see you at the
नहीं
opera
था
house.
तब भी पढ़ा ही था प्री बोर्ड्स में कितना 94 आया था शायद
मारो
पर
साले।
बोर्ड में उससे ज्यादा ही आया गिरा तब भी नहीं
फिर हमें ये बंदा मिलेगा तो इसको रस्सी से उल्टा बांध के मारिएगा।
Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus,
एकदम भी जो
we
होता
should
है ना
head
कि
for the
मतलब
depot.
वो क्या कहते हैं
The location has already been
संतुष्टि
marked
नाम
on the
का
map,
चीज
so
नहीं है
let's
इसके
head over.
अंदर
लड़की अनियन रो रहा है भाई कि हम 94 का है यार।
Watch out!
मेरा 94 आ जाता हूँ सना कर रहे हैं कि मेरा ही है
तभी तो हम छोड़ दिए थे पढ़ना लिखना 10th में
अरे मेरा मेरा 90 आया था जो तो हम कह रहे थे पक्का गलत बंदा का रिजल्ट
According to
देख लिया।
Malus's info, the synth production base is underwater.
नहीं बस 10th ही में तो पूरा पढ़े थे 9th तक तो लॉकडाउन ही था तो पढ़ता कौन था 2 साल तो कुछ नहीं पढ़े थे 9th
भाई हम 2 साल पढ़े थे। ई गणपति में पढ़े थे ना कि सब कह रहा था कल स्कूल खुल जाएगा, कल स्कूल खुल जाएगा।
नहीं अरे भैया से ही पूछ लीजिए 10th का हम पूरा 1 साल गेम में नहीं आए थे उसके बाद आए तो देखे कोई नहीं था तभी तो गिल्ड में आए इसमें
तब छोड़ दिया
1
गेम
साल पूरा 10th में हम एक को दिन ऑनलाइन नहीं आए थे अरे तब हाइप था ना बोर्ड्स
It.
कि बोर्ड्स कैसा जाएगा
So
पूरा
this is
भविष्य
the
डिपेंड
entrance
करता
that
है
अरे
leads to
पर
the
दिन
synth
दिन
production
धीरे धीरे
base.
हो रहा था।
10th तक
अरे
भी औकात
सबकी
ही नहीं है
फटती है बोर्ड
But
के
place
टाइम पे
like this
खास अब ये
is
10th
bound to
वर्ष में
have
फटेगा 12th वो तो नहीं
adaptive
फटता
measures and mechanisms.
लेकिन फिर पता चला कि
Someone
10th
is
का कोई
probably
मतलब ही नहीं।
arguing up a storm
हाँ
right now
जो
to
होना है
stop it.
12th में होना
हाँ 10th में वो रहता था ना पहला बार बोर्ड्स देने का हाइप जो रहता है इसके बाद सब ऐसा हाइप बना होता है, बाप रे, जैसे ही बोर्ड्स नहीं हो गया क्या हो गया पूरा।
बच्चा को डराता है
Fear that
जानवर।
I must
अरे
repeat my
अरे अरे
question
न्यूलेट।
again, Mr.
वो
Tartaglia.
लोग ऐसा, अरे अरे
Do you
मस्योर
accept the
नुबलेट।
charge that you
अच्छा
are the
न्यूलेट
true
की गेट में धरा
culprit
है क्या
behind the serial
टाइगर का?
disappearances case?
अरे लगता है वही उधर सिखाने वाला
To
है
be
क्या जो कोरियन
perfectly
डर गए
honest,
थे टेलीपोर्ट
I
मारने
don't
को बोला
understand
क्या?
your
देखिए ना,
country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I
अब
did
सब
hear that
चुपचाप
people
रहो,
who have been
चुपचाप देख लो
charged
स्टोरी।
can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name.
आनंद देख रहा है?
Is that right? In which
देख
case,
लो
as
आनंद।
long as I accept the charge, I can have
अगर
an
तुमको
all-out
स्टोरी
fight
नहीं भी
with that
समझ आएगा फिर
champion
भी तुम
duelist
ये अभी
Clorette,
वाला
right?
कटसीन देखकर अच्छा लगेगा।
I've
नहीं
got to
यार थोड़ा
admit,
कटसीन
that's
देख
one of the
गेम
most
खेलना
enticing
शुरू कर
offers
दो।
I've ever received.
नहीं भाई उसका मोबाइल पहले से ही
When
ठुका
I
पड़ा है,
privately
कितना
sparred with her
ठोकोगे?
last time, she was obviously holding
ये
back.
सब हमको देख ही क्या अजीब सा
Really
लगता है,
disappointing.
कार्टूनिस्ट टाइप का।
Hey,
हमको
don't
भी यही
you
लगता है।
understand? You're currently the prime
बैंक
suspect for a major case. This isn't the place for you to be
अरे
looking
ये
for
आके पंगा ले
fights.
रहा है
Oh,
न्यूलेट और कोरिना से।
sounds like the Hydro
अरे
Archon
अरे
wants
अरे
to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House.
अरे बाप
Then
रे
why
बाप।
don't you duel me too?
इसके पास वो
I'm the
फाउल
kind of
लेगेसी है
student
ना,
that
ये
learns
अपने आप को
best in the
सुपर
heat of
स्ट्रॉन्ग
battle.
समझता।
यार
No,
मेरा
no,
तो
डर
समझ
गई
में
कोरियन।
आता है, हम
that's not what I
11
meant.
12 पूरा खेले हैं। मेरा
Alas, it
दोस्त
would
सब तो
appear that
12th के प्री बोर्ड्स
communication
के
with the
बाद ही आना
defendant is
शुरू किया।
going poorly.
एकदम
Already
बेशरम है
limiting
भाई।
progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the
जबकि
very
प्री
beginning
बोर्ड्स
again.
में
The
एक
goal of this
आईसीएसई का
trial is
बच्चा
to
है, वो
determine
तो
the culprit behind the
3
serial
या 4 में
disappearances
लटका
case.
हुआ था।
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man. Huh?
आईसीएसई
What's
का
going on?
इंटरनल मारता है, वो कुछ ज्यादा ही
She
गंदा मारता है
interjected
आईसीएसई।
again.
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've
इंटरनल
interrupted
में
the court
खासकर डॉन
proceedings.
बॉस्को में
I only
इतना
tolerated your behavior
मेरी
last
दीदी
time
का भी
because
नाविया
you
दो
refused
दो
to
बार
बंगाल
कोर्ट
provide
में
a
आके
होने
credible
इंटरप्ट कर
वाला
दी।
alibi
था।
witness. But
कुछ
that was an
ज्यादा ही रहता
exception
है
rather
इसका,
than standard court
कितना भी
protocol.
अच्छा लगता है मार्क्स
I
ही
can
नहीं
very
देगा।
well charge you with contempt of
टीचर
court
सब
for
है
your
साला
interjections.
कन्वर्टेड चुतिया सब
Oh,
रंडी वाला।
ये
did
ये
you
ये
पहले
चीज
ever
कॉमन
think I had
सोजन
any
मैथ्स
respect for
आदर्श
ये
the
चीज
जॉली
हम
ethics
रंडी
यहाँ
सब।
of
कॉलेज में आकर फील
theatrics?
कर रहे हैं ना। यहाँ 32 पेज
We
का
can put
मार्कशीट
the
भरोगे तब
discussion
जाके
aside
तुम
for now.
पास होगा।
I'm not here to
ये
argue
हाल है
with
यहाँ
you.
पर।
I'm here to charge the true culprit
हम
behind
लोग
the
का
serial
मनाने का आदर्श
disappearances
बना
case.
देता है
And
और
if
कुछ
my
नहीं।
charges prove
अब
true,
मेरा
then
देखो ना
Tartaglia
4
here
सब्जेक्ट
will
में
be
से
proven
2 सब्जेक्ट में
innocent
तो
by
पक्का ही
default,
अपियर आने वाला
correct?
है मेरा।
Oh, a
एक में
young
चीटिंग
lady
हुआ
has
था और एक
charged
सब्जेक्ट
in
हम
and
पढ़ के
offered to
गए थे।
clear my name. How
जानते हैं मेरा
fascinating.
11th का
Well,
फर्स्ट
I've
रिजल्ट
gotten half
सुनिएगा ना
bored to death
एकदम,
by all these
हम
rules and
सुसाइड ही
procedures
करने वाले
anyway,
थे।
so I'll take you up on that offer. So,
आए
Your
थे
Honor,
सीएससी
is
से,
there
सोचे
nothing else
भाई
for me to
बोर्ड्स
do
में
now?
आएगी, आप क्या
You may take a
पढ़ना
seat
लिखना
from
हो।
now in the audience.
आए 11th
That
में,
doesn't mean the
मेरे
suspicions
एडमिशन
against
लेने
you
के
have been
10 दिन के
lifted.
बाद ही पहला एग्जाम था। है ना,
Now
6
then,
में
Miss
से
Navia,
5 में मेरा
who is the
लग गया
person you'd
red
like to
mark।
charge instead?
कितना परसेंट?
That
26%
person
आया था
is.
मेरा।
वाह बहुत आ गया।
उसके बाद नहीं, पहला ही में, उसके बाद
Something's
फिर ऐसा
not right.
सेकंड टर्म
Let
में
me
मिड
think
टर्म
for a
रहता है,
little while
उसमें ऐसा
longer.
पहले कि मेरे फिजिक्स के जो प्रोफेसर है ना, वो घर के मतलब पापा के दोस्त ही हैं, इसलिए तो और स्कूल में बकचोदी नहीं कर पाते हैं। वही
Marcel, the
रहते
head
हैं
of
एकदम सिंसियर
confrérie
पढ़ने
of
वाला बच्चा से जैसा।
Cabrian.
अब ये
Huh?
मार्क्स
What confrérie?
पहला टर्म में
Never
जब
heard of them in
मार्क्स
my
उड़ा
life.
था ना,
I've
हम
heard of
पीटीएम
them,
का
but
बताए ही नहीं थे
weren't they
किसी को।
Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this
पहले
going to be
फिर
a
जाओगे
raise
वो
the enemies
बता
type
दोगे।
situation?
Please
जो
let me
फिजिक्स
remind you,
टीचर
Miss
हैं,
Navia,
वो
that
कॉल
charging
करके
someone
बोलते हैं
is an
पीटीएम था
incredibly
आए नहीं।
serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal
फिर
responsibilities
हम
associated
तब
with
भी
it.
नहीं गए।
And if the charge
पापा
fails,
और वो
depending on
फिजिक्स
the
के टीचर जाके
circumstances,
मेरा
you
रिजल्ट लाए।
may also be charged with the crime of
वाह
making a false
तुम कहे
accusation.
नहीं गया रे?
Knowing this, do you
ऐसे
still wish to
मन नहीं
charge this
कर रहा
man?
था।
Yes,
मेरे पापा तो
I
हमको वहीं
do.
पेल देते कि तुम
In
पेटीएम
that
पे
case,
गया
I
क्यों नहीं?
declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and
फिर
attorneys,
ये
please take your places on the
इकोनॉमिक्स के जो
court.
टीचर है हम लोग के, मतलब कि वो भी कॉलेज के
Members of the
स्टूडेंट है,
guards,
कोई यंग ही है
please
बहुत।
contact Mr. Marcel
वो
right
अपने
away so that
पढ़ते
he
हैं, हम
may
लोग को ही
stand
पढ़ाते
trial.
हैं। बोलते हैं कि पहला रिजल्ट देख के इतना नर्वस मत हो। 10th तक
Mr.
सपना
Marcel,
दिखाता है,
you
उसके
will
बाद
not
औकात किताब दिखाते हैं 11
Is
12
that correct? Ah, apologies.
ये चीज
It
हम
all
बहुत
just
अच्छा से
happened so
फील किए।
quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on.
बस ये
I'd
लगे
like
यार
to
ऐसे
return
बड़ी
it, but I
लकड़ी अंदर
guess
गई है।
this is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia. Very well.
In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia,
वैसे हम
please
लेक्चरर
present
क्यों
your
बने हुए हैं?
charges.
1 घंटा से लगातार
Would like
भागते
to
जा
take
रहे हैं।
everyone back to 3 years ago,
क्या क्या
to
क्या
the case of Callus the
हम
Unfaithful.
लेक्चरर क्यों बने हैं?
Only through
पिछला 1 घंटा से
elucidating what really
लगातार
happened in
भागते जा
that
रहे हैं।
case
हाँ,
can we
तुम्हारा
connect all
सारा
the dots
लेक्चर
for the
यूट्यूब
serial
पे स्ट्रीम हो रहा
disappearances
है।
case.
Navia,
What the
do
fuck?
you really think that I was the one who killed your father?
भाई गलती से
बैकग्राउंड
हाई
में
स्कूल
गेम
का
चल रहा है और
Why would I
उसके
do
ऊपर
that?
पढ़ाई लिखाई का
Callus
बात हो
was
रहा
my
है।
benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we
अच्छा है
heard
ना,
the sound of a gun.
फेमस हो
If
गया
that's
मैं।
enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
I think there's no point
वैसे
in
ये
getting
भी है,
into these
कितना ही
specifics
बंदा
right
देखेगा
now.
कि
The
मोए मोए।
audience doesn't even have the big picture yet.
रियली मोए मोए हो
Even
गया।
I'm
शिवम चला गया क्या रे?
starting to remember some details of that
हाँ
case.
नहीं, आवाज तो
Exactly
नहीं
correct,
आ
Your
रही।
Honor. I must refresh
शिवम
everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see.
चला गया लगता है।
In which case, I will recount the findings
अरे
about that
भाई
case as originally
और
recorded by
है।
Maison Gardiennage.
अरे यार आप फिर ही बकचोदी होगा।
On the
हट
day of the
बहनचोद।
murder, Spina di
ये
Rosula
हमको
hosted a large banquet in a
इतना दिमाग
countryside
लगाने का
estate
आदत
owned
नहीं
by
है
the
हमको।
confrérie of Cabrières.
उसको समझने में बड़ा दिमाग लगाना पड़ता है।
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the
From the
courtyard.
courtyard,
आपको
okay।
When the
बोर्ड्स में
guests
केमिस्ट्री
arrived
में
at the
कितना
scene,
आया था?
they found the primary suspect
केमिस्ट्री में
Callus
43 मार्क्स,
holding a
फिजिक्स
gun,
में
while his acquaintance Jacques
मैं
lay
हम
dead
बता।
from a gunshot
70 में
wound.
से?
हाँ यस।
ओह,
The guards' investigation did not recover any other
अच्छा तब
firearms from the scene. As a
मेरा
result, they
तो
concluded that the suspect's first
उसका
shot must have
कितना, हम
missed,
जस्ट
and the
पास होते
second
हैं
one
अभी
must have taken
इंटरनल में।
Jacques' life.
ना वो
The
तो इंटरनल का
suspect
कोई
did not
चिंता नहीं
dispute
था।
this
लाइव
conclusion,
एकदम
and also
मोबाइल
did
में
try to defend
पर
himself
दिखाते
क्वेश्चन
हैं
before
डाले,
जो
trial.
आंसर
गूगल
आया,
के
लिख
हिसाब
दिया।
से मेरा
He
हर
chose
एक
to
आंसर
prove his
सही रहता
innocence
है।
through a duel.
मैम को दिखाते हैं, जो केमिस्ट्री पढ़ाती है, क्लास टीचर
Callus
भी
was
वही है।
defeated by champion
दिखाते
duelist
हैं तो
Clorand in the
बोलती है कि
ensuing
बाबू
duel,
आंसर
but
सही है, पर
soon
बोर्ड्स
succumbed
वाला
to the
मार्क्स नहीं
injuries.
देगा इस पे।
है?
These are the known facts about the
हाँ,
case.
2 बार पीटीएम में, उसके बाद हम दिखाना ही छोड़ दिए। जाओ भाई, इतना मेहनत करके सर्च
But what
करके
about the motive to
प्रूफ
kill
दें कि एक
Jacques?
एक आंसर हम
Not
सही
my
लिखे
father.
हैं, तो
And
तुम
even so,
भाई
Jacques
लगता है
still
क्रिस
had no
क्रॉस का
reason
है।
to pull the
एकदम
trigger.
पूरा पेपर ही क्रॉस क्रॉस क्रॉस
In
क्रॉस मार
truth,
के
the
रखती है।
third person shot
उसको
Jacques
जला नहीं
first
किसी बात का,
and was shot in
या
turn
फिर
when
उसका
my
वो
father,
चल रहा
my
होता है।
father seized the gun
You
from
know
him.
what I'm trying to say।
After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing
और
all
क्रॉस का
traces of him
मीनिंग
from
क्या
the
है?
scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor.
अ,
Of course, the
उसका
guard's
बेटा के
conclusion
60%
appeared
आ गए
quite
इसीलिए
sensible to us. However, we should
जीसस।
revisit the case now that we've
अभी
gained new
मैक्सिमम मार्क्स
information about
देने
the
का ट्राई
abilities
करने
of
के
water
बाद
from the primordial sea.
अब नाफिया बकेती जो देगी हम सब में कर देंगे। बहन चोद हम इतना दिमाग नहीं लगाना चाहिए दोबारा। हैं करेगी सारी।
Something.
ये तो होगा ही। बहन चोद कुछ नहीं हुआ। हट बहन चोद, हट बहन चोद।
The
हो गया।
testimony of the victim's family,
जानते
however,
हैं
अरे
अभी तक
नहीं
हम लोग का फेयरवेल का डेट भी अनाउंस नहीं किया है, और 19 दिन के बाद बोर्ड्स का एग्जाम है।
क्या जगह रिटर्न अनाउंस नहीं किया?
फेयरवेल का डेट।
something.
अरे अरे पेरोल नहीं हुआ तुम्हारा अभी? क्या ये बोर्ड एग्जाम के बाद होगा क्या?
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus,
हो
only
सकता है
for Callus to
कंफर्मेशन के लिए
wrestle the
दे रहा
gun
हो।
from him and kill him
पास होगे
instead.
तभी तो मिलेगा फेयरवेल।
हाँ पैसा एकदम चोर लिच्चा है भाई। स्कूल
Something.
पैसा बचा रहा है। 2 प्लेट ज्यादा समोसा खिला देगा तो मर जाएगा क्या?
A
नहीं
pile
नहीं,
of clothing
अभी
was found at the scene.
रिपोर्ट
The
के हिसाब
guards
से,
once
खबरी
believed they were
सूत्रों
used
के
by
हिसाब
Jacques,
से 28
but
तारीख को
now
है।
it is clear that
पर
the
अभी
clues
तक
were
न
proof that there
कार्ड
was a
दिया है न
third
अनाउंस
person
किया
at
है
the scene,
कुछ।
and that they were
भाई हम
turned
लोग को तो
into
कार्ड
water
नहीं दिया था।
after committing the
बोला था
murder.
कि आना
Since
होगा
it was
कहाँ
raining
जाना।
that day, the culprit was confident that they could
हम तो
use the
ठहरे
rain to
नहीं
wash
थी
away
ड्रेस
all
में
traces
चले
of their
गए।
dissolved accomplice.
हम नहीं मतलब पूरा क्लास ही बेच रहा हूँ।
Realizing this, the true culprit caused the
पता
hideout
हम
लगा
to
कि
लोग का
मैथ
be
के
ये
dissolved
टीचर
into
के
water,
माथे पे हम लोग
leading
वो
everyone to believe that
पॉप
Callus
पॉप
was
मार के
responsible
फोड़ते
for
थे
Jacques' murder. This
क्योंकि
is
वो
the
हम
टकला
लोग
था।
का
true version of
अनऑफिशियल
events.
फेयरवेल हो गया है। मतलब बच्चा लोग अपना ही मिल के करवा लिया है होटल में, पर स्कूल वाला नहीं दिया है अभी तक।
तो वो अनऑफिशियल फेयरवेल है अभी तक तुम लोग का।
नहीं नहीं करवाता है। साला 2-2 हजार रुपया लेके रखा हुआ है फेयरवेल करवाने के लिए, गांड फाड़
बहन
लेंगे नहीं हुआ तो।
बहन जो फेल का पैसा
So
लिया है।
that's what happened.
हाँ
Wait, you're telling me
बाप रे बाप,
something as
भयंकर
dangerous as
चोर है।
water
पिछला
from the
साल
primordial sea has been
पिछला साल
used for
11th
all
में थे
these
तो तभी
years?
1500 रुपया
What a
लिया हुआ
great
था
theory.
12th को
It also
फेयरवेल
explains
दिलाने के लिए।
Callus's and Jacques'
इस
respective
साल
motives.
2000 रुपया
I
लिया है
guess they didn't shoot each
हम
other
लोग का
after
खुद
all.
का फेयरवेल के लिए।
अब
Mr.
क्या
Garcia,
खिलाता है?
You are the one being charged with the
2
crime.
समोसा, एक मुट्ठी
You should prepare a rebuttal if you
मिक्सचर,
wish
एक
to prove
गुलाब
your
जामुन, एक
innocence.
रसगुल्ला और एक छोटा सा
But I
जाडवा
think I agree
ये
with everything
का
Garrett
पीस।
खिलाता
says.
विलाता तो अच्छा
In
से है,
fact, there was nothing in
नॉन
the
वेज वेज
speech that
सब कुछ
directly
खाता है
implicated
वो
me.
तो
ओहो,
समोसा
बफे चलता है।
Then, may I ask some
हाँ
questions?
वही।
In my
अरे भाई,
opinion,
अभी
we
ये
ये
सुनते ही इनको
have
है
भूख
ना,
to
लग गया।
determine two things.
लगता है शादी
One,
वादी का है
do
साला,
you have the
पूरा गरीब
evidence to
फकीर सब
back
आदमी
up
घुस
your
आता है खाए
claims?
के लिए।
I'm afraid not.
शादी के
At least not
पार्टी
at
में
this very moment.
भीड़ इतना रहता है साला, एक बार नहीं दूसरा बार लेने जाने नहीं देता है।
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted
पिछले बार
claims
लिए थे
against a record of people
11th
who
में,
went
जब
missing
12th
around
को
the same
फेयरवेल
time,
दिए थे,
we
पूरा
should be
11th
able to
खा
find a
लिया और
match.
12th के लिए खाना ही नहीं बचा।
Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing
दो
persons from
प्लेट
around
उठा
that
के
time,
सब खाया है।
regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I
12th लोग
would
का रैंप
consider
वॉक
this
सब
to
हो रहा
be
था,
a
तब
reasonable
तक हम लोग का खाना
investigative
वाना हो
direction.
गया था। 12th के लिए खाना ही
Why
नहीं
do I
बचा।
feel like Farina's acting a little differently
इसे
today?
करेगा अपने सीनियर्स के साथ।
She's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's
और
become more diligent after
फ्लेक्सर
charging
के
her
लिए अलग
innocence
से
in
डस्टबिन
the
रहता है
last
ना,
trial.
हाँ
My
वो
second
मतलब कि
question
छोटा
has to
वाला
do with the
हाँ।
ensuing
सब
duel. If
डस्टबिन
the
में
truth
डाल
is
डाल होती
indeed
है।
as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court?
भाई
एकदम भाई
If he could
हरामी।
testify that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted
नहीं,
a
एक्चुअली हर
defense.
एक बच्चा के अंदर
I thought
खुन्नस
about
बढ़ा
this
हुआ है
too,
ना,
and the
हम्म।
answer is
ऐसा स्कूल
actually
में
pretty
मार्क्स नहीं
simple.
देता है।
He felt
जितना
there were things that were
मौका
more
मिलता है
important to
हर
him.
पे स्कूल का
The
नुकसान कर
dissolving
रहा है।
power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for
पूरा
the true
पैसा
culprit
वसूल
of the
कर लेना
serial
है ना फिर तो।
disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see,
अपना
but he
बढ़ाने का
chose
मूल
to take
पैसा
it to
में
the
लेते
grave.
हैं।
At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had
बताइए,
already been
अपने
shattered.
एक्सपेक्ट कीजिए ना
He had
कि
no
न 12th के
guarantee
लिए
that going
खाना बचा
forward
न
with the
प्लेट
truth
बचा।
would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain,
भाई हम
however,
चल जाते
was
वहां
that it
से।
would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once
इतना
told me
बेइज्जती के बाद
that
हम नहीं
son
रुक।
had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
क्या हुआ?
What?
क्या
If
मेरे
the
पास
secret
एक आध
had gotten
सुट्टा है
out,
बचा
the
हुआ?
culprit would have fought an
मेरा
all-out
फोन
war
स्विच
with
ऑफ हो
Spina
गया था,
right there and
कल ही
then.
चार्ज किया था।
I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our
अरे
lives.
यार,
Of course, the
मिला
guards might
मिला
eventually
मिला।
figure out the truth of the matter and
क्या
determine that we were
हुआ
in the
क्या?
right. But what
हम
good would
सुट्टा
that
खोज रहे हैं
do?
भाई।
How can a hollow verdict
हेलो।
protect anyone? Had
हाँ
this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to
मिस्टर
exist.
बॉस्को बनी
But
थी,
by
उसका
staying
शक्ल दिखा
silent,
ना, पूरा
we
स्कूल
retained
का
the
क्रश
ability
थी।
to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able
एक
to
डॉन
make
कौन
Spina
कौन?
बॉस्को।
di Rosula's president, which made me harder to
अरे
target, as
जो
well as giving me more time to
स्कूल
grow
का
and
नाम पे
learn.
मिस्टर
And
होता है
once
ना,
I
वही
have figured out the truth
हाँ
मिस्टर
and stepped up to
बना
the
था बेटी
challenge,
चोद।
I will do what this opera house cannot and restore my father's truth and honor back to
मिस्टर
him.
तांबे की चोट।
So, you mean to say your
बहन
father
चोद सारा
intended to
माचिस खत्म
die
कर
in the
दिया ये तो।
duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have
आपके
any
पापा को
proof?
चैनल का लिंक
Of
भेजना।
course. All you need
ये
is
कौन
to
बना था
ask his
मिस डॉन
opponent,
बॉस्को? मिस्टर
Clorand.
डॉन बॉस्को। एक सेकंड।
I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clorand, you should tell us the
और
truth
हर
about his
सेक योर
sacrifice.
बूटी।
So, during the duel, did you
बताइए
know
क्लोरेंट
that
क्या हुआ
Callis
था
was
उस दिन?
intending to die?
Bite ass bitch.
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist,
Holy
I fought many
shit.
battles
हम
and
क्लोरेंट को
taken a
C6 कर।
countless number of dishonored lives. In my
हाँ
line of
हाँ।
work, I've seen
बाप
all
रे
kinds
बाप।
of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others
मैडम
passionate,
शर्ट फट रहा है
and
आपका, आपके
some were
बटन पे स्ट्रेन आ
demanding
रहा
and
है।
twisted.
भाई हम
Just
कल
one
इसका
look and I can tell
विजन
if
नहीं
ghosts
देख
want
पाए
to
थे,
live or if they're looking to die. I hereby
नजर नहीं
swear
गया
on my
ऊपर।
name and honor as a
कल
champion
ये
duelist
विजन नहीं देख
that
पाए थे
Mr.
इसका
Callus
भाई,
never
एकदम लिटरली
intended to
वहीं
leave
पे,
the ring
लेकिन दिखा
alive.
नहीं विजन। अर्जुन की तरह निगाह है
Since
कि
that
कर।
was your testimony,
हम लोग के
I
स्कूल का
have no more
सेक्रेटरी था, वो
questions.
लिया था
It
फोटो।
appears there really
देखिए
are good grounds to reopen this case.
अरे
I
कहीं वॉइस
concur.
पहचान के
However,
गांड न
Miss
मार ले
Navia,
तुम्हारा
you
आदमी,
still have not explained
गलती से
anything from
स्ट्रीम
your
देख लिया
father's
था।
case and the serial
अरे उसकी
disappearances
माँ की
case.
चूत।
Right? What you said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they
खुले
just
में गांड
talking
मार
about the
दी।
serial disappearances case? Of course, Your Honor. The two cases are connected via a matter of timing.
hey चल बता,
ये
फिल्टर
गेट
लगा रहा है
कहाँ बंद
जल्दी।
हो रहा है
In
भाई?
my father's case, the culprit intended to kill Bullsjock and
एक निगाह
Callus.
बना था,
As a
निगाह।
result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots.
किधर किधर विजय
And
विजय।
at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their
आपने
actions so
मेकअप ठोक के
precisely
आई थी।
if they were
तुम
अरे
already at the scene.
मेकअप भाई, मेरा स्कूल का
Coincidentally,
एनुअल फंक्शन था ना,
Marcel
उसमें गिर गई
attended
थी,
both the
लिटरली
banquet
कारपेट पे उसका
and
मुंह
the
में छाप
trial.
गया था।
So that's why you suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still
भाई
उसको
हम
find it
जैसा ही
difficult to
खींचे
believe
बहन
the
चो
truth.
ऐसा बात बोला
I'm
कि
used
मानो
to it
चुप
now.
शादी हो गया।
I've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your
भाई
most
उसको
endearing
लिटरली
traits.
आप आईफोन को ट्रिक कर सकते थे फेस रिकॉग्निशन में।
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if
कारपेट
everything
देख
you've
के
just
आईफोन
said
में
is
लॉक हो
true,
गया।
can you prove that I was the only person present at both
बाप रे
events?
बाप।
On top of that, does a person have to be physically
पर
present
इतना
to
रेड
control the
रहता
timing?
लगता है मरवा
Can't
के आई है।
someone remotely monitor the place?
जस्ट डोंट, इतना भी नहीं जाओ, स्ट्रीम कर
क्या
रहा है
भाई?
भाई।
Don't know what she can say to that. I know that even with that, you
According
might
to
still
the
think you can
judgment of
reduce
the
the list of
Rdx
suspects
mechanic
with some
analysis
further
cardinal,
investigations until I'm the only one
ये
left on
बोलेगा
the list.
निर्वेले थोड़ा देर में,
Alas, who won't
पक्का।
feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a
और
girl you see as
सेक्रेटरी
your own
हम लोग के
daughter?
स्कूल का साला
And
इतना
if I were
मोटा
to
भैंसा
dismiss this
है,
completely, you'd
गार्ड
also
भी
think
उसको
I'm
देख
not
के
being
डर जाए
considerate of
बेटी
your
चोद।
feelings. Ah well, let on the
अरे
case
गार्ड
I'll
आदमी।
teach you another
मेरे
lesson.
स्कूल का
Do
जो
you know what
था
the
ना
biggest flaw in
चेयरमैन,
your
इतना
reasoning is?
मोटा था, जो
I
इनोवा का
suppose you
पिछला
mean
सीट में वो
timing
अकेले
anyways.
बैठता था।
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women.
बोरा के
It's a
साथ
high-risk
गुस्सा था
venture
क्या
with
रे?
nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in
मेरा
Snezhnaya
स्कूल
when
का
I was young to come to
सेक्रेटरी
Poisson
इतना मोटा
and
है,
work in
पिकअप
some
में
trade.
पीछे
My
बैठ
business at that time well
वीडियो
received Callus's patronage.
अरे
But
मेरा
the
स्कूल का
disappearances
चेयरमैन
began
इतना मोटा
before
था ना
I ever
कि
stepped foot
आईफोन
in
का वाइड
Fontaine.
एंगल में भी बस उसका फेस से आ पाता था।
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
सालों पीने दो, ऐसे ही जल जाएगा सब बेंच
It's
रखने
not
में।
your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
मेरा स्कूल का
Is
अरे
there
गाना
सेक्रेटरी इतना
डाली।
anything else you'd like to say?
टेलीस्कोप से
Would you
देखने
like
पर
to
भी
check the
इसका
date of
लुक।
my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances? You can also take a look at my border entry
अरे
records, or ask
मेरा
my friends and family when I
चेयरमैन
left
इतना मोटा है ना
Snezhnaya
कि
for the first
सैटेलाइट से
time.
फोटो खींचे फिर
Could
भी
those
उसका
records and
चेस्ट तक
testimonies
फोटो
do
आया।
something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Since we should
मेरा
take a little ride.
मेरा स्कूल का सेक्रेटरी
At
इतना
this
मोटा
rate,
है, और जब
Navia will
थके
be
आता है
convicted for
दूसरे
falsely
डायरेक्शन में
accusing him.
रोटेट करने लग
I
जाएगा।
think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against your
अरे
own
बेंच
wishes and
मेरा
expectations
मेरा
right now?
चेयरमैन इतना मोटा
I
है ना
wished
कि
for you to become
उसका
more
लड़ के आगे
rational,
पेट आता।
collected, and
मानवीर
conscientious,
नोटी
so
हो रहा है,
dependent only on
आरडीएक्स
your own
एफएफ
feelings.
नोटी हो रहा
Once
है।
you've learned to be more considerate of others'
नहीं तो
feelings, you'll
पहला
stop
बात
rushing
आपका
headlong
चेयरमैन
into
या आपके
things.
स्कूल
You'd
का
have met
चेयर।
most of his expectations.
इसका चेयरमैन।
मेरा नहीं, सॉरी सॉरी।
This isn't
फक
just about
ये
me.
फक
तुम्हारे
It
चेयरमैन के साथ
literally
ऐसा
has
क्या नहीं
been.
था?
The biggest difference
अरे
between me
कौन
and
है
the
भाई
rest of the
मानवीर भाई,
victims
तुम हमको
is that
जानते
I
हो
still have the ability to
या
search
फिर
for
तुम
the
ऐसे
truth,
रैंडमली आ गए थे?
while that same agency has
ये भी
long been taken from them.
ये भी
The
आना
people
दी
whose
होगा।
families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances,
मेरा
and the
स्कूल
people
का
who suffered
सेक्रेटरी इतना
tragic
मोटा है
ends
कि
due to their sense of
उस
justice.
लैंड काट के
Many
सी
people's
भड़क देगा तो
images
टनल
are
बन जाए।
flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well.
अरे
Whose
भाई आप
image
थोड़ा सा लगा।
do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh,
वैसे
so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've
आनंद
never
गया
even heard of.
I was
पता
waiting for
नहीं,
you to say that.
ये मानवीर तुम है आनंद?
आनंद गया डिस्कॉर्ड पर से।
गया इतना जल्दी?
हम्म हम्म
को अब बंद कर दिया?
आपको अब कुछ नहीं कर पाइएगा, पहले क्वेस्ट करना पड़ेगा कुछ जबरदस्ती।
भाई हम कहाँ हैं जो हम यहाँ से निकल नहीं सकते? व्हाट द फक?
आप नहीं निकल सकते, आपको जाना पड़ेगा, ये करना पड़ेगा आपको। आज क्या स्विम की पूरी ना?
डॉल्फिन की तरह छलांग नहीं मारी भाई।
हाँ छलांग नहीं मारी, पुश नहीं मिला होगा, वो पुश नहीं मिल पाया होगा।
हमको सबको मारना है। एक मिनट बस, एक फूक बचा हुआ है, फूक लेते हैं तो मारते हैं। आरडीआर 2 कंप्लीट कर दी क्या भाई तूने? नहीं भाई, वो क्या हुआ था ना कि हम मेरे लैपटॉप में स्टोरेज घट गया था, और हम इतने ज्यादा निहायती गरीब हैं कि मेरे पास 256 GB का एसएसडी खरीदने का भी पैसा नहीं है भाई। और
भाई हम
सेकेंड सेमेस्टर में भाई थोड़ा प्रोग्रामिंग आया तो उसमें बहुत सारा फाइल्स बन जाता है, काफी स्टोरेज लेता है वो।
Boring. Isn't there anything else more interesting to do?
अच्छा ये वही है क्या जो आरडीआर के स्ट्रीम पे है? भाई कल मैंने फ्री फायर का भी स्ट्रीम किया था, तुम उसमें नहीं आए थे। फ्री फायर को इतना वाहियात समझते हो?
इसमें आगे कौन समझ रहे हैं आप?
चलो लेट्स फक दोस मदर।
Strike a pose.
इसका बुआ गिराओ।
Let the world collide. Coming at ya. Hey there.
है, कुछ था ही नहीं था कुछ।
Whoa. The floor is going up. Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
अच्छा कोई डोमेन है क्या बे?
Thinks we need to go up, but Paimon
स्टोरी वाला
doesn't say a
डोमेन।
way. Let's
एक
take a
मिनट,
look
वहां
around.
जाना है लेकिन
Maybe
कैसे?
we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
गेटवा के पास जाना है क्या? देखिए तो उधर एक बगल में गेट है।
वहां जाना है हमको।
नहीं वहां नहीं जाना आपको, वहां जाना तो है लेकिन वहां पे एक गेट है उस पे जाइए ना। फक।
अरे यहाँ जाना है बे?
अच्छा पानी के अंदर जाना है आपको।
हाँ, क्या हमको उसको तोड़ना है?
हाँ
हाउ कैन आई?
उससे बगल में कोई कछुआ का एबिलिटी चढ़ाइए तब जाके हो जाएगा।
मम्मी का फोन आ रहा
लेट्स गो।
है। खुला भाई।
बैक
अब क्या सारा पानी बह जाएगा यहाँ से? फिर टोर्नेडो निकलने वाला है।
इन थ्योरी।
अरे
सीइंग
अच्छा, पानी बढ़
बढ़
गया
गया।
तो क्या हम वहाँ तक जा सकते हैं?
ये टोनी स्टार का घर नियन काहे लग रहा है, इतना हाईटेक का है ये जगह।
But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
अरे मम्मी और कॉल करे रुको, जरा सा बात कर लेते हैं। क्या हुआ कुनार?
duty! Attack! That's the way! You're toast! Let my name echo in song! Go Bishop down! Watch out! Now the path is clear! Let's go! Yoo-hoo! Booba, get them! Firehead! Watch out! That didn't count! Coming at ya! Strike a pose! Time to shine! Hey there! After though, as expected, the mastermind. That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia. Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him. Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove. I concur. Let's send someone to kill him.
He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. They're all just so evil. What's all this? It's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here? And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved. What's this over here? Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Female specimens 22. Sorry, Traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How can someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane! Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. You mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and... No, that's not it either! If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water? In any case, Paimon will write it all down. Whoa. There's so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit flavored synth? Yep, it's super obvious. Oh, look! There's an important looking basin over here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. And that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth. But the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence. We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Neuvillette wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago. That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
Hmm. 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 Ethan. Boss.
हेलो हेलो हेलो। लगता है हो गया माइक ऑन स्क्रीन पर भी।
गेम का साउंड बहुत कम आ रहा है स्ट्रीम पे, पता नहीं क्या।
और बढ़ा दें क्या?
डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो बढ़ाइए, डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो बढ़ा दे।
तुम बोलो तो कुछ।
हेलो हेलो।
डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो बढ़ाएंगे तो उससे तुम्हारा ऑडियो बढ़ेगा, गेम का नहीं।
रह दीजिए फिर।
मतलब कितना कम ऑडियो आ रहा है? सुनने सुनने जितना है क्या?
हम लोग के आवाज के आधा से आधा।
तो हम लोग अपना आवाज कम कर लेते हैं।
हाँ कर लीजिए।
अब बताओ तो। अब ठीक है?
अब तो गेम का आवाज ही नहीं आ रहा।
आए मतलब डेस्कटॉप ऑडियो में ही आएगा ना, तो उसका मेरे पास।
आप डिस्कॉर्ड से मेरा आवाज कम कर सकते हैं, आपको पता है?
हम भी वही कर रहे हैं। अब कुछ बोलो तो।
हेलो 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 हेलो।
आप चेक करो तो आप सही है।
अब सही है, गेम में कुछ करिए। हाँ अब सही आ रहा है।
ओके।
क्या किए? स्ट्रीम अटक गई। आ रहा है, फाइनली स्ट्रीम चालू हो गया। ये यूज करिए, देखिए क्या है यहाँ, कुछ कुछ है क्या।
हम भाई हम सब जगह कर लिए हैं।
एक
वहां
जगह
पे उस
रुका
टाइम
होगा।
वहां पे भी कर लिए, यहाँ पे भी कर लिए थे, और बुक शेल्फ पे भी कर ही लिए थे, तो बचा कहाँ पे?
सेल्फ नहीं किया।
हाँ
एक बार बुक सेल्फ ट्राई करिए।
बुक शेल्फ
बुक सेल्फ, हाँ।
यही ना?
हाँ स्ट्रीम अटक गया भाई।
अच्छा ये बाकी है।
यहाँ पे
You
बाकी है।
take that side and Paimon will take this side. Check everything carefully.
हाँ
We'll find
बाकी रह
something
गया
for
भाई।
sure.
अच्छा दोबारा से यहाँ पर करना था, हमको पता नहीं
वही
था।
तो।
वही तो समझ में नहीं आया।
Nothing at all. And Paimon can't even find snacks either.
ये तो हमेशा स्नैक्स से खोजते रहेंगे, एकदम भुक्कड़।
मुंह में दे दो स्नैक्स।
हाँ पाइमन
Whoa,
फाउंड इट।
really? Let Paimon see. Vinier. Isn't that Vashi's lover's name?
वैसे
Then you
वाशेस
found her
लवर।
diary.
लेकिन लवर का नाम वर्जीनिया का
It's
है।
just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was
वर्जीनिया।
so sweet.
ये मेरी
हाय
लिस्ट ऑफ बेबी नेम।
भाई हमको ये कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्या लिखा हुआ है।
So many.
फाउंटेन
A
का
whole
लैंग्वेज।
page's worth. But
मेरे
they're all
को
crossed out.
वाशियन हैप्पी
Was she at the
बर्थडे
final name she decided on what Marcel?
मार्शल।
Wait,
एक मिनट,
but
मार्शल मेरे
Marcel's
को थोड़ा
pretty
थोड़ा लग रहा
old.
है।
Has this case been
हमको
going on for so long that he's Vache and Vinier's grown son?
व्हाट द हम समझ गए मार्सेल को। हाँ, क्या है यहाँ में।
एक मिनट, मार्शल ई वाशेल और विग्नियर का बेटा है क्या? मार्शल वही था ना
नहीं।
बुढ़वा जो नाविया का वफादार था?
हाँ
देख हम बोल रहे हैं कुछ लौड़ा लसन करेगा।
अरे वो मलूस था मादरचोद।
अच्छा मल्यूस था, मल्यूस। सॉरी सर।
Hey!
मार्शल कौन था?
Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
पता चलेगा। अरे वो जो बिजनेसमैन था जिससे नावे बात की थी अभी थोड़ा देर पहले,
अच्छा
वही था मार्सेल।
And
यू
whose
रेस
image
बैक।
do you
यू
see,
मतलब यू आर ए
Marcel?
रेसिस्ट।
Is it a man named Vache?
क्या
वाशेल।
ये मार्सेल?
Oh, so you do know that name.
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia, we're back!
As expected of my partner.
गाँव मरा के
I
भागे
just
लगे।
knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules
Nigger
of this
time.
court?
न्यू बुलेट
It's
का
all
अलग
right, Monsieur
बेइज्जती हो रही है।
Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I
वो
expect
थोड़ा
they
भी
found
करवाया,
crucial
बता रहा है।
कोई
evidence.
उठ 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 के चल आता है कि रुक रुक रुक, हम है हम है हम है।
वाशेर कहाँ था? ये, हाँ ये था। हाँ ये था क्या? अच्छा हाँ वाशेर नोटबुक। सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी।
But the truth of it, Marcel, is
अरे
that
अरे
you've always been Vache.
बोली।
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Vinier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created
अच्छा यही सब
Marcel
हो गया
as a
कर
new
रहा।
identity and destroyed
हम्म
all records of your past as Vache!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with
पटवार में
that,
परफॉर्म
Marcel's
चालू किए।
motive has now been established. This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong?
You fixated your gaze on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Your determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend
काटी वाली
yourself.
हंसी थी.
Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
अगर न्यूवलेट आपको ऐसे देख रहा है तो आपको भाग
Do you
जाना चाहिए
really
वहाँ.
think I wanted to
उसको
do any
दोबारा
of
उसको
this?
बोलना नहीं चाहिए उसके सामने कुछ.
Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing
इसका
at me.
चश्मा कहाँ लटका
They
हुआ है
said
भाई?
there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignier's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! Well, it's too late now. All those who were dissolved are gone forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow. But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved.
Oh,
no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Do you all see? I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back? And in the end, that accursed Callus still got the better of me.
बोले तो नहीं बोतल नहीं है भाई देखने में बोतल नहीं लग रहा है.
Only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
पानी भरा गया है बस.
भारी होने के लिए ताकि
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Don't touch me. Don't anybody come near me.
Mental distress.
Vignier, I promise. We made a promise. Vignier, Vignier. Please, Vignier. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction,
Charges
against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vacher and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignier. During an underwater expedition, Vignier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vacher as a result. Vacher learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life.
मतलब जो disappear था वो मर जाता.
He invented the new alias of Marcel.
या फिर कहीं
and
पे
began to
teleport हो
operate a
जाता.
business in
बड़ा
Poisson.
स्पॉइलर पूछ रहे हैं.
अच्छा ठीक है.
During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued research and expanded the scope, he came into conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vache attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vache's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to all. The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vache.
हमको सुनना है according to the judgment of the Rdx mechanic analyze करेंगे.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Vache is guilty.
Guards, take Vache away.
Don't say that word.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history.
Who
would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We have Navia bring the bad guy to justice! He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
नहीं दे देगी.
आए? क्या? अरे
रोने वाला expression. Absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over. It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well, now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this over with.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified. Thus, it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Oh yeah.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
What?
Guilty.
Hey! That's
this
not
is the
funny.
best turn.
Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
The judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale is, by law,
the
final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
अब कट सीन चालू होगा.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
Hero की तरह don't speak, will ruin recording.
He's activating his spell legacy!
शांत कर दिया बहन से.
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
लॉल कट गया मुंह.
पता नहीं, डोर लग गया. तुरंत परवेश शांत कर दिया मार के. सब गर्मियां शांत हो गया.
Apologies. This is also the
ये
first
वही
time
है
I've
ना,
encountered
जो
such a
छोटा भाई
situation.
वो नहीं होता है जो तनी
However,
कुछ नया
according to
चीज
the
जानेगा
rules
ना तो आएगा
established at the
बकेट
conception
जोतने
of
के लिए,
Fontaine's
तो
court
एक
system,
थाप मार के भगा
the
देते हैं, कुछ
Oratrice's
वही बना
judgment
लोग.
is the final verdict of the court. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it! I don't know what happened there either! Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
My dearest citizens, did you really think we'd allow an incorrect verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random mishap? Don't tell me you thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
But the way she looked just now, it was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement. And, of course, for every performance there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning. As the embodiment of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment! If you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable! All shall be revealed in time. You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well as the absolute correctness of the Oratrice's verdict. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
She probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, It's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
All right. Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
क्या achievement मिला मेरे को? Hey bitch, where are you?
पैसा मांग रहा था और कुछ भीख मांगा नहीं.
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey, Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What? Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Vache!
सुनाई दिया?
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vignere, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache?
I'm here! Where are you, Vignere? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vignere, Is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache, why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered for over 20 years since the day you left. All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me. I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
But Vache, if you ask me, this world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother. And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
Wait, you are not Vignier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved, our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding
Uno
you.
reverse played.
This is what you get for your
बेचारा
selfishness.
बहुत भयंकर
Your
डिसअपॉइंट हो गया
selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
I क्या
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's, she has had nothing but pure hatred for you.
No! Yeah! She can't hate me.
That was actually
Let me
Uno
see her.
card.
Please! Have mercy!
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't, but on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
अरे सब आ गए
Vache! 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 Drown.
खत्म हो गया भाई, खत्म हो गई कहानी। फिर से न्यूलेट दुखी हो गया।
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Ah, well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up in such a good mood today.
Even this weather can't put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the court since then. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to. This time, though, everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court, all attended.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
Wow.
That blasted stubborn fool. I was. Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there, and there was no way she'd just let me go.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Yeah, way back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was called The True Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair, though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since. She was trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial disappearances case.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wish has finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Oh, and in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
While you were investigating Vaché's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's
Clarand और
behalf.
उसके बीच का कुछ ठीक नहीं कुछ आ रहा है.
It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time, so we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarand wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness. Oh, actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
What is it?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable...
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
न्यूलेट इतना ज़्यादा काहे दुखी हो गया?
This is where my father's grave is. To be perfectly honest, even I haven't been back here for...
Huh? There's someone there already. Wait. That figure. It can't be... here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
That's why he was sad.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize. I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
Just straight to the
You
point.
really could use some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette. In any case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. No, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel. I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival. But Mr. Callus proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr. Callus made the choice he did for his daughter, for his associates, and for many people completely unrelated to him. And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callus in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner. This regret has filled me with a sadness that has haunted me for days. That high and mighty chair in the opera Epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
So Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after they're done. Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there? Huh? Paimon didn't know that was a thing. Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh, no.
On है भैया जी.
Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Talk to Neuvillette. अब Neuvillette से 10 बजे के बाद बात. अभी का स्ट्रीम एक बार हम साला तुम्हारे बगल में बैठ के हाय कर. चलो गाइस, आगे का स्ट्रीम खत्म करते हैं. 10 बजे आते हैं, खाना वाना खा के तुम लोग जाओ खाना वाना खा लो.